finish on your head.
How's retirement treatment?
Well, here you're bloody. We've got to be a bit scared on the road nowadays. Frank's in the bus.
Only if you're in the bus, mate. That's even scared. Gives me something to do.
Exactly. Shorty's the same. He loves it.
Yeah, I see you, mate.
They've been trying to talk me into doing it. But I just don't want to commit. I don't want to bloody.
You love things too. I mean, you got kids.
Yes.
And grandkids,
Yep.
You guys that grow up in Chernobyl.
Exactly.
In the private bloody shopping, I do it in Kapunda. We get a shop here.
Yeah. And I'm still doing a bit for time. But I'm down to bloody 5 or 6 days a month.
Yeah.
Instead of 5 or 6 days every 2 days, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, you something different as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
You used to work 70 hours a week.
You don't need to now. You get a bit off.
Not interested in it anymore. Just not interested. I still enjoy doing it a bit.
It's like truck drivers. They can't get anybody to do it.
I've been off for 4 jobs in the last 2 weeks.
Oh, you've got your
And you're only working part-time, or come and work part-time for me as well, you know? Before you know where you'd be bloody flat nagger again. Not interested. I'd like a nice little holiday job. If I could get into Johnson's, because you do nothing.
Is that where your brother is? Yeah. Oh, hang on. Actually, you're probably right. Yeah, you're right.
See you, Peter.
Have fun.
Yeah, shake hands, mate. Win today, Meryl? They're going to have a win today? That was closer. Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, sure. We're going to have a bit of fun with the reserves last quarter.
Wait, is the reserves not over yet?
No. They got 1 quarter to go. It's 3/4 time.
They're doing the...
Oh no. Oh shit. Oh yeah, they're out early because of the service.
So when does it start? When does first bounce?
At 2:20. Come on, you fucker. There we go. Welcome to the Anzac Day round match here from Freeling Oval between traditional rivals Freeling and Kapunda. One of the oldest matchups in the Barossa Light and Gawler competition, stretching right back, two of the foundation clubs in fact, so we're looking at over 100 years of competition between these two sides. And of course Anzac round, we've got both teams about to line up for the national anthem and the Anzac service. And welcoming to commentary today for his first time with the South Australian football team, Jess Smith. Good morning, good afternoon, Jess.
Thanks for having me, mate. It's
Good to have you on board. As we see the umpires and officials taking their position, teams just finishing off their warm-ups now, and will soon be taking their positions, lining up facing each other. The reserves teams will be staying on the oval and taking part in the ceremony as well. Great to have so many teams able to be involved with Anzac Day services, isn't it, Jess?
No, yeah, it's great. It's
a great salute to those who've served the country in the past, those who returned and those who unfortunately didn't.
I think it's one of the greatest rounds of the footy calendar.
It is, absolutely. As we see the Kapunda team and Freeling both starting to take their positions now. Spreading out, a lot of players involved, so camera's going to take in as much of it as we can.
It's been put to work right now, the camera, isn't it?
Absolutely. Got a team on top of it today. Wherever you're joining us from, please enjoy what we're bringing you now. The Anzac Day service with both the netball and football teams from Freeling and Kapunda about to pay their respects. We have the Freeling RSL president conducting the service at the moment. Unfortunately, we can't hear what's going on. A little bit of a technical problem with their speaker.
No. Actually, yeah. What else? How's that? I'll just... think that when you get two teams that are winless and come up against each other, it's always going to be there's going to be a lot of passion and aggression, and everyone's pretty hungry to get their first points on the board.
And with the rivalry between these two teams, with the Mick and Shanahan Cup on the line, there's never any shortage of passion. These guys know each other intimately. Most of them went to school together. They've grown up together, and they love to play against each other.
So crosstown rivals, you said before, did
Basically,
you not? Yeah.
Freeling and Kapunda are very close together geographically.
So you expect this game to start fast and hard.
Absolutely, and going to see some interesting contests today. Biggest problem for Kapunda is their main ruckman, Aaron Whistler, not playing today with a fractured rib. So coming in as the veteran Adam Turrell, who will be massively undersized against Adam Koshel, the former Port Adelaide listed ruckman, who stands a whopping 6'7", 6'8", and weighs a ton.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how the Kapunda midfield responds to that.
Yeah, some great ins for the Kapunda midfield since round one. They've picked up some very handy players like Tyrone Malera and Zach Graham. Zach Graham, the son of former Central Districts player Quinton Graham, goes very well. Malera, another handy player who's going to bring a lot of skill to the Kapunda lineup. Yes, and we welcome into the commentary position BLG director Matt Ryan, who's got a historical affiliation with the Kapunda Football Club, so he knows the rivalry between these two clubs very well.
Just trying to navigate our little border setup here.
I've locked him out too successfully. That's okay, we'll wait for Matt to get settled. And very prominent figure in the BLG, Matt, former Kapunda president and now member of the BLG board as one of the directors. Welcome aboard, Matt.
Thanks, Mike. It's good to be here.
And great to have you joining us with your voice today, as unfortunately we did lose the services of Greg Micken, one of the most interesting characters of the BLG. Looks like he possibly has come down with a spicy cough today.
Yes, he did ring this morning and said that he was feeling a little bit under the weather. So it's either a big Friday night or apparently could have a bit of COVID.
I'm leaning towards the former because I know Greg. But hopefully he gets well soon if he's watching. Yes, we'll try and do our best to make up for the shortfall.
Yeah, there's not much of a shortfall losing Greg actually, but I think we'll be able to do the job fine.
I hope you're right.
As the spectators are just leaving the oval as we speak, just before the bounce.
And I'm really looking forward to the ruck contest between Koshel and Turrell. Two completely different styles of ruckman. Adam Turrell's been battling against the odds for over a decade, but in the last year or so has been retired to the Kapunda reserves and coming in as a fill-in today. Holds the space well, but the long arms of Koshel just a bit too much. You see Ari Rigney, great inside midfielder with a big clearance there.
Contested forward in Kapunda's 50, comes out, and it looks like Aussie Polton gets the first clear kick of the game. Going forward, Freeling's way onto the close wing. Hot Benny Heinrich's got the ball, turns his player inside out.
That was beautiful to watch. Still walks again, taken down as he kicks it. Fraser Evans just nudged his player under the ball, gets back onto it quickly, and with that left foot kicks out to the defensive side.
Where we see Joey Brown take a mark unopposed. Joey plays on quickly and kicks forward to his brother Cow, who spills an easy mark but's got plenty of time to go on with it here.
Turns his defender inside out. Kicks it straight down to the centre forward position where an easy mark taken. Quick handoff.
Looks like Riley Nevin has kicked Kapunda's first, and they're on the board in the first
That is a
minute
beautiful
and a
shot
half.
of goal. Great play from the Bombers. No hesitancy. And as I was discussing with Jesse earlier, Matt, it's not going to be a typical Freeling match where we see the outer side being the defensive side. The win today is going to bring the play all across to this side.
Yes, it does look like it. This will be the dead scoring side, so the attacking play will be looking to be on that far side.
And
but you can see lots of ball coming this side during the
that's
day.
exactly what Kapunda did. They went out to that outer side and then brought the ball back into the corridor. And clean skills was probably the key factor there. As you can see the ball go up again.
Koshel takes it out of the rucks, well tackled by Rigney. Koshel's got the ball again and kicks Freeling forward.
Around his body, bouncing ball, eludes everyone.
And it looks like Ben Heinrich goes through the pack, but it's well tackled by Fraser Evans again, who's a very reliable defender for Kapunda.
But Heinrich, a couple of touches early, looks like he's up and about.
Yes, he's a bit of a key for Freeling's forward line actually, so looks like there's a free in the ruck and it's Turrell pushing Koshel out.
And we might see quite a bit of that today. A little bit of a limp from Koshel there.
That's actually Carmichael who's actually handballed it off to Ozzy Polton. And Polton has kicked forward and goes through for a behind for Freeling.
Sam Carmichael renewing an old rivalry with Adam Turrell. A lot of battles between the two over their lifetime.
They certainly have. Both are probably at the latter end of their career, not the start. It's a good kick up the middle where Jacob Heinze takes a mark for Kapunda at centre half back.
And it's a beautiful kick through the middle of the ground, taking the game on Kapunda, which is great to see. They've got a young team and they're trying to play an exciting brand of football. And a really aggressive kick there. Kapunda able to mop up.
That's Rigney again.
Rigney again with
Kapunda
a beautiful kick forward.
And that's Nevitt who's just spilt it but still got the ball in his hands. He gets it out.
Kept the ball in the area. Great desperation from the forward. And a stoppage in Kapunda's forward 50. But yes, Kapunda rebuilding this year with a lot of young players coming into the team, and they're playing an exciting brand of football when they take the game on. It's really good to see.
Yep, they do get bullied a little bit by the big guys, but they have got young and they've got a bit of run. So.
And Callum Brown unable to bring that ball down.
Zanandrea kicks Kapunda second.
Justin Zanandrea, the most dangerous small forward in the competition, just in the right spot at the right time.
And he's actually one of Kapunda's most experienced players now. I think there's only three of them out there with Turrell back in today that are over 30, but one of them's actually over 40 as well with Valentine.
Yes. And a little bit of experience in the Freeling side today as well, with Troy Hazelden playing his 199th game today.
That's a good effort from him.
And looking forward to a celebration next week, hopefully, if he doesn't get injured today.
As we see the ball back in the centre.
Koshel looking to come in from the check side. Doesn't want to go straight at Turrell and give him an opportunity. Just stands chest to back and thumps the ball away from the smaller ruckman. But Kapunda with the clearance here. It's a nice aggressive kick, but unfortunately Freeling able to take a mark. They clear to this near side.
As we see Ben Heinrich take a good contested
Ben
mark.
Heinrich really starting to cause problems for Kapunda. Kicks out to space.
Looks like it's gone out just in front of the coaches' boxes with Borg and Dutchke, two very hard units.
Yes, Dutchke, one of the toughest and most attacking players that we've seen in recent years.
You see young Polton get the ball kicked forward, and Jonathan Ross has taken a good mark in front of his eyes.
And his size is going to cause a problem for Kapunda in defence. Combining him with Sam Carmichael, the sheer height of those two players is going to be really hard for the Bombers to counter today, isn't it?
Yeah, it definitely will.
Ross lining up, he's going to be kicking from about 45 metres from goal. Gets
beautiful.
Beautiful. Uses the wind, brings it back nicely. That is superb to watch.
Looks like the wind may be favouring that bottom end just slightly, because he's kicked that from just outside 50 in the end, and that went through it close to goalpost height. He's a beautiful kick, Jonathan Ross.
The new playing coach for Freeling, I'm expecting big things from him this year. I think that he can bring a really different dynamic to this Freeling team, which hasn't had a forward target for some time.
No, they've relied on their smaller forwards to kick goals in the past with Brady Scott. They have had big Sam Carmichael up there, but he can't do everything himself.
No, but Sam now playing as the secondary forward in the forward pocket will become a more dangerous option. He always was in the past when they had big forwards like Gerald Cornelius.
Absolutely.
And that's when Freeling were at their best, when they had 2 targets deep in the forward line. Snapshot at goal there. Unfortunately, just registers a minor score.
Looks like Koshel just getting on top in the ruck a bit, as most would expect. As Evans brings the ball out from full back. And kicks wide to this defensive wing.
Defensive side.
And has Kapunda got a hand on it? No, that looks like they're paying last touch to Freeling.
Touch. So ball will be brought back in by Freeling. Looking for a target in their forward line. Heinrich getting on the move now. Kapunda able to bring it down, slung around as he kicks there, but Callum Brown in a good defensive position there. See some strong body work in tight. Freeling with a kick around the corner.
Brady Scott smashes it forward. But we see Turrell and Koshel going at it. Good work from Turrell.
Turrell stayed down and read the ball better. Kapunda able to clear. Oh, a little bit of fire now. Just introducing themselves. They haven't seen each other for a little while. Just getting acquainted, Matt.
Yes, looks like Harry Watkey might have copped one there.
And Harry not one to take a backward step. In fact, he may have even provoked it.
As Hudson Nowak calls for a ball up. We see Koshel make it down, rucking against Kapunda youngster Nevitt, and Valentine coming over the top.
The players unable to get the ball out cleanly.
Some scrappy play here in front of us on the wing.
Brady's got stripped of the ball and the ball's come over the boundary, and umpire Nowak calls for a throw in. And
looks like Kapunda get a free and a 50, so
and a 25-metre penalty.
Some ill discipline, that'll be 100.
And that might be an extra 25 paid even. So that totals to be a 50-metre penalty, a double 25. That's something we don't see often in the BLG.
A few punches getting thrown in the goal square, I see.
Yes, it is on big time. And there's a Trav Muster involved down there. He's lucky to be playing this week after fronting the tribunal on Wednesday night.
We said there'd be a lot of heat at the start of this game. Certainly is.
Yes. Welcome to the oldest rivalry in the BLG. And plenty of feeling down there as well, with Sam Carmichael on the bottom of that contest.
There was a reasonably poor kick from the Kapunda youngster after he got that 50 metres, kicked straight into the man on the mark.
Yes.
Where Kapunda did have an outnumber forward.
Massive wasted opportunity.
Freeling
ball hacked forward by Freeling. Goes through for a minor score. Chance to reset for Kapunda now. You've got to start playing some smart football. They can't allow Freeling to dictate and take advantage.
Evans goes long, that's a good mark.
Beautiful mark, a beautiful kick and a strong mark taken.
Jai McKenzie, another one of Kapunda's recruits for this year. He's only a youngster, only 18. Rigney gets
Rigney tried to play on, but great tackle there.
Jacob Wright, who kicks the ball forward for Freeling to his old sparring partner Sam Carmichael.
Sam Carmichael from behind, got his hands to it, but the Kapunda player in front also had his hands on the footy.
As the game's just turned a little bit scrappy here, but it's pretty hard at the footy.
No shortage of aggression at the footy. Carmichael wins that ruck cut, and a massive tackle brings the Freeling player to ground heavily. Under the handball out there, kick around the corner.
Williams kicks forward, but there's a bit of a wall here from Freeling as Koshel's playing behind the footy.
Punch forward actually didn't advantage Kapunda. It went straight to the Freeling player, and now gets the ball in the middle of the ground, finding Muster.
I think that's Hales coming out of the back handball.
Hales, a really important pickup for Freeling from Port District originally, can seriously play.
And he's actually got a bit of it early here today with a couple of kicks clearing from defence well. He looks like he's got the job on, I don't know where he's gone to now. Thought he was on Valentine, but it looks like he might have
Yes,
swapped
generally
over.
he is a
He
centre
on-
half back.
Yep, he is there on Valentine.
And defensive spoil in the goal square there for Kapunda. Comes down. Kapunda player running it out of the fence. Smart play.
It's a long kick from Evans
Long
out
kick.
to the wing.
Goes straight over Koshel. Unable to control it. Now we see a scramble on the wing. Ball comes inboard. Koshel able to whip the ball backwards in the back play.
That's Hales again, who's
And a beautiful pinpoint kick finds the player out on the boundary line. And they'll look to use that wind advantage coming back in now.
it's really
Long kick.
pump it forward. Good crumbing from Kapunda. Brad Williams chips across to Tyrone Malira. Malira shows the pup.
Oh, Malira absolutely silky.
Very smooth mover.
I was looking forward to seeing him play today, and look at that. His kick didn't quite find Rigney, but he's good enough to dance. Got tackled front on, but got the handball out. And Kapunda player just overran that ball, Freeling able to run it out.
As we see Ben Heinrich
And
here.
Turrell unable to move sideways there, unable to find the opponent. But a beautiful spin. Ball was thrown to him, unfortunately, because there was a bit of shake and bake from Adam Turrell there, and we haven't seen that for a long time.
A good chop off mark from Jai McKenzie at half back at Kapunda. Moves the ball on quickly to the outer side for the switch. And Kapunda come up through the middle to Tommy Haslett. Tommy blasts forward where he's looking for Zanandrea.
Zanandrea well and truly outsized there.
That's a good tackle from Callum Brown on Koshel and holds the ball up and makes a stoppage for Kapunda. That's a win there because Freeling were away if Koshel had taken that cleanly.
Kapunda getting a lot of success rebounding off their half back line, going down that downside there.
Yes, a lot of really good ball movement, but once they get to the centre of the ground, really struggling to find the connection.
Yeah, I think Freeling are doing it quite well as well. They've got that extra man playing across half back and it's just giving Kapunda no one to actually kick to. So as we see Kapunda rebound again, Williams kicks long, clears
Up and under. The ball was into space, favours the Kapunda player who taps the ball forward. Rigney shoves his player out from under it, possibly taken high, but the umpire was unsighted.
As umpire tonight calls for a bounce.
Having recovered from COVID a couple of weeks ago, he's moving quite well, the umpire.
Yep, it's not just players that can get it, umpires can get it as well.
Yes, it proves that they almost could be human.
As we see Sammy Daff kick the ball forward for Freeling.
That's been a really consistent performer for Freeling through a lean couple of years. He's always in the best players, always contributes.
Yep, one of their good locals that's coming through that'll be there around the Freeling Footy Club for a lot of years.
Umpire Matt Patterson with the ball up there. Kapunda able to get that tap, but doesn't advantage anyone.
Looks like a holding on free to Jacob Wright. Looks like Brody Borg might have tackled him without the footy.
Right, taking a real long shot at goal. Hangs it left.
And Fraser Evans mops up with another mark. I reckon that's his third or fourth intercept mark already.
Absolutely. He's really starting to control the play back there.
As he goes out
Hits
to the
that
outer
left
side.
leg with a massive kick.
It's a lovely kick to Borg. This
Found
is
the
where
only
Kapunda are
player
breaking
out
down
there.
a bit though. And
No one offering deep up the ground. Beautiful tackle there.
Those Freeling halfbacks finding it way too easy to cut those off.
Yes, they're the only ones reading the ball, only ones coming at the contest. Kapunda are very reactive and waiting for the ball to come to them. Into the wind, you can't do that.
Yep, I think both half-back lines are really on top. And it's probably because they've got a spare
It's
each.
a deep contest into the forward line.
Looks like Kapunda will get a free out of that with, I think Ari Rigney was getting held.
Yes, taking the ground. So he will be having a shot on goal from probably 35 to 40 metres out.
And we are 14 minutes 30 seconds into the first quarter on the Ray White Craigmore time clock.
Absolutely. You're on top of it, Jess. Well done. And Rigney coming in now. Going to have to read the wind well on this. Kicks it well off the right foot. Drifts to the left. Goes through for a minor score.
As Kapunda go to 2-1, lead Freeling 1-2-8.
Okay, Freeling looking to bring the ball out now. Going long down this near boundary side. And a massive mark taken by Koshel. Just starting to impose himself on the game with sheer size.
Let's kick out to Benny Heinrich.
Heinrich spoiled from behind.
Young Owen Matt stays down and kicks the ball forward, but he kicks it, and Brad Williams mops up.
Brad
across
Williams
halfback again.
really impressive that he's back playing. He had an 11 centimetre tear in his hamstring in the pre-season.
He did. And that's after coming off 2 hamstring injuries last year as well.
Yes.
There's young Zach Graham with his first touch for the day. Started on the bench, but it's come on now and has found Sean Bell out in space.
Beautiful bounce of Bell, loves a goal. And
it looks like it's just shaved the post.
Shaved that post. Bell will be furious with that. He's a renowned goal kicker in the last season for Kapunda.
As we see Joel Cochran with the ball kicking out from fullback. Kicks short to Nick Hales.
Valentine made sure that Hales didn't have a chance to play on.
That's a very dangerous kick. As Joey
Short
Brown's
kick.
got the ball.
Brown's kick around the corner.
And it looks like umpire
Free kick to
Valentine's got the
Valentine
free
was
kick. He was
pushed out of that contest.
shepherded out of it, and they've given away a
It was
50-metre
blocking
penalty.
free. So Valentine just dribbles that ball through, saves his energy because he knows it's going to be a long day in the sun.
No, well, I think Hudson's making him have another kick for goal over the man on the mark.
Just for the crowd. Well done, Hudson.
As Valentine kicks Kapunda's third to take them to 3-2-14, to Freeling 1-2-8.
On the Burge Barossa scoreboard. And of course, Ray White Craigmore, a major sponsor of this broadcast, bringing us the game today, Jesse. They are the premiership team for real estate in the northern suburbs, but Joe will sell your property anywhere.
Absolutely anywhere. That's what I've been
He
told.
is an absolute gem. Family run business, one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. If you wanted to buy or sell a house, he's the guy you should speak to.
Not quite there yet in my life, but I'll pencil that one down for when I've...
Yes, Joey Cirillo at
away.
Ray White Craigmore. As we see Rigney bursting through the middle of the ground, takes the ball, and a long lead and beautiful mark by Justin Zanandrea. Led hard, and his opponent had no chance of getting to that ball.
That was actually good ruck work from young Kapunda ruckman, who got around Koshel then and knocked it straight down to Malira. And Malira spotted up Zanandrea, who kicks truly and kicks Kapunda's fourth.
Well, Kapunda really starting to get off the chain here. This is getting to be panic stations for Freeling. They've had one man behind the ball quite a lot today. They may have to put a second one back. Koshel needs to start dominating in the ruck.
Looks like the umpire has called for another ball, or whether that one went over the top into a paddock or in the tree.
Possibly. The trees are a major problem here at Freeling.
So we see young Nevitt again here go up against Koshel. That's a very important battle on the field today.
Koshel engages the body early with a big punch forward.
Well read
No
by Borg.
real direction on that, just smashed it as far as he could. Borg with a rebound. Contest back there, that back handball works well for Kapunda.
There's Max
Handball
Neville.
forward didn't advantage his teammate. Was Neville able to run the ball. Handball forward.
Young Lockie Price kicks forward to Zanandrea again.
Ball just goes over that player's head. Zanandrea shoves his opponent out of the way. Handballs to a teammate in front of goal. Teammate tried to kick it around his body, but got the centre of the ball. It went straight up in the air, and that ends up being punched through for a minor score.
Zanandrea actually had a bit more time than he thought then. I think he could have
He
probably...
will be spewing about that, and he would be sort of quietly asking his teammate, "What the hell was that?" Zanandrea doesn't hand off balls that close to goal very often.
No, he was the one that kicked it. He got a handball to him.
Maybe he will go to the umpire and see if he can change that ball. Could be a
Good,
fault.
very, very good mark on the outer side
Massive
by
mark,
Koshel.
and just cleared his opponent out of the contest. Did it legally, but just used his sheer size.
Ben Heinrich's out the back here and spots up. Better spot up Sam Carmichael, but
That is
it's
a
Brad
real
Williams
waste.
again on the tits.
You cannot kick a ball like that to an opponent, a smaller opponent in front of your giant forward, and hit them on the chest like that.
Chaos ball forward for Kapunda, which actually worked there in their favour. As young Price
Koshel
gets the ball
taken
and
down
kicks
in a
forward, and
tackle.
Zanandrea's got a few metres here on
Takes the mark. He's
Cochran.
a bit too far out to score. Kicks the ball
Chips
deep.
Chips the ball to Bell.
Bell was in a great position, unable to take the mark. It was well spoiled.
Very good spoil there from Hayden Amory. Gets the ball out of bounds and playing into Freeling's hands here, where they should win around the stoppages with Koshel and Dutchke working their way into the back lines here.
Dutchke's one of the guys that you really want around these contests in the defensive area. He's a master at just nullifying the contest. Won't win every contest, but he will make sure that the opposition don't win it. And that kick out, Freeling player awarded with the free kick there. Goes back, he's looking for a target. Gets up and under. That's a very ugly looking mongrel punt. Ball spills to the back. It's Kapunda with multiple players there to fix that up.
Graham's got it there.
And that's a throw from Turrell. And he's absolutely shocked that he did that. He's a former basketballer, and that is as basketball as you'll ever see.
Good spoil from young Jacob Heinze, but well recovered from the Freeling coach.
And that's a better entry for a big forward. Heinrich really starting to impose himself. He's not the biggest forward in their team, but he does play tall.
Yep, he's probably close to their most important though, because he works hard all day and he works up and down the ground, and
he has agility as well.
Allows Ross to stay closer to goals.
Yes. He plays a centre half forward role without actually hanging around the centre half forward area.
Yep. Like we saw him earlier in the day get some kicks up on the wing, and
yes.
Now he's taking this one maybe 35 metres out on a fairly obtruse angle, but
really needs to slot this for the home team to stay in touch. And
like
they like it.
Behind the goal that he's kicked Freeling second.
The goal umpire likes it, so another goal for Ray White Craigmore on the Birds Barossa scoreboard.
As Freeling go to 2-2. I can't see the scores now because the kids are standing in front of the numbers, but
to Kapunda 4-3.
Kapunda 4-3. There you go, Teeks.
On the Birds Barossa. No, I've got a screen in front of me.
Oh, there you go.
I'm cheating a little bit. Not my first rodeo, Matt.
Thought you were using your Superman powers and looking straight through those kids.
I'd like to.
I feel like that was a really important goal for Freeling to swing back some momentum before the end of the quarter.
Just stem the tide. They've finally put a band-aid on that shark wound. So now Koshel in the middle, he's stalking, ready to go. Turrell tries to nudge him under the ball. Sort of nullified that tap. Koshel battling to get it, possibly pushed in the back there, and it is paid by umpire Nowak, who was in perfect position, side on to that contest.
He's actually called his ball.
Oh, I'm a little surprised at that.
I thought it might have been a push as well.
Turrell getting hands to that as well. The ball flips out towards Kapunda player. Turrell really holding his own in the ruck, which we've seen him do for decades against much bigger and more
wouldn't be too much bigger, as in too much bigger than today.
Some taller, but not as hefty. Although no lightweight himself, Turrell.
No. Young Price, who's a bit fleet of foot, kicks the ball forward, and
nice low mark taken. That's a beautiful little kick, well weighted. Callum Brown got down low, and it was a reasonably good kick, but he's going to have to judge this well with the strong wind coming across.
I reckon he'll pass off, and he has passed off, and he's hit Rigney, who's by himself.
Rigney closer to goal, but on a reasonable angle still. Should be able to put this through, even with that breeze coming right across the ground, straight into our faces.
I even thought Rigney may have kicked around the body for this one, but looks like he's going back for a set shot and a drop punt.
I think Rigney's skills are so sublime that he doesn't need to come around the corner. He's gone back and slotted that through. The thing is, if players are genuinely talented and have a beautiful drop of the ball and kick through it nicely, they don't need to come around the corner with that rubbish.
No, that was a lovely kick from Rigney, he's a very, very skillful player.
He is. I'm a big fan of his already, and this is only the second time I've seen him play. He was fantastic in round one when Kapunda unfortunately lost to Barossa District, but came back strong in the second half.
And he also got Kapunda's best player last week, so he's in a good little bit of form and may well play himself back into some reserves footy for Centrals in a week or two's time as well.
Yes. So we see Turrell getting a fist to that.
Henry Kleiny kicks around the body. Ball's back in the centre. As Jacob Heinze clears for Kapunda, get the centre break. Bell takes it, and hands
Beautiful
off to
take.
Mudge. Mudge kicks forward, and it's going to land on Zanandrea's chest.
That was an excellent, well-weighted pass to Zanandrea. Meant that Zanandrea was the only player on the field that had a chance to get to it.
Now, Zanandrea is normally a pretty straight shot for goal.
After his attempt around the body earlier, I'm not sure.
He's kicking straight into the teeth of this breeze, so
The breeze has just dropped momentarily. And
that's a nice kicker.
just shaved the inside of the post, did it?
Celebrating too early. That did hit the post.
Celebrated early, and the Freeling defender that was on the mark has let him know all about it.
As Freeling come out to Coach Hill again, he takes another grab.
That's a really good grab under frontal pressure from Mudge. As we hear the siren go for quarter time. And we'll take a quick break and we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter. Is your score right or their score right?
Their score's now right.
Now right, so
That means we missed a point.
right. Okay, cool.
Mine's not updating anymore.
players make their way to the field and the spectators make their way off, we see Kapunda have probably their best first quarter for the season, kicking 5-goal-4. But Freeling by no means out of this with 2-goal-3 themselves.
And that's on the Burge Barossa scoreboard.
Yes, and Freeling will be kicking to the end that we felt wasn't being favoured by the wind, but the one that Kapunda ran the ball into the wind really well. Be interesting to see if Freeling are able to use that to their advantage also.
Umpire Patterson throws the ball up where we see Koshel and Turrell again, the big-bodied ruckman of the league. Koshel wins the ball out, comes out to this close wing.
Would it be unfair of me to call that a heavyweight contest?
Definitely is. As we see Rigney again pump the ball forward for Kapunda, and Zanandrea takes another mark.
Held the space beautifully and then lunged at the last moment. That is fantastic forward craft from one of the best small forwards we've seen in the league in the last decade.
Yep, Zanandrea has probably been a top 5 forward in the league sort of 4 or 5 years ago, and then had a bad knee injury, and is just getting himself back, kicking goals again, which is good because Kapunda aren't blessed with a lot of tall forwards at the moment.
I think Rigney's delivery into the forward line right now is making a lot of a difference.
He's really starting to blow this game apart.
It's a lovely kick from Zanandrea, he kicks it straight over the goal umpire's hat.
One of the key things with Zanandrea, it was his speed and athleticism that made him dangerous. Now it's his brains and forward craft.
Absolutely.
That not a lot of small forwards have the strength to hold that space and use craft.
No, like I said, in his day, Teeks, he was a lead-up forward and who used to just get out.
He could jump over the top of anyone.
And like I said, now he uses that body well and positions himself well and does things what good forwards do. He kicks straight.
Freeling certainly don't have an answer for him right now.
No, it's a ball back in the middle. Koshel trying to shield the sun out of his eyes. Turrell takes front position and nullifies that contest. Ball comes out to this
Mudge
wing.
gets taken high.
Mudge ducked it under that and got rewarded for it.
Mudge kicks the ball forward for Kapunda.
Drives the ball long.
Valentine takes a good mark.
Valentine, beautiful mark from the super veteran. He's going to go back and possibly have a shot from maybe 35, 40 metres out.
Yeah, I reckon he's just crossed the 50 now, so you're probably right. The man on the mark's probably about 35.
He's just got this in his senior legs still, hasn't he?
Yeah, this will be won't have much more distance than this on him.
It won't be going through at post height, that's for sure. And it almost did, so I should apologise. I may have to buy him a conciliatory beer after the game.
You see Freeling kick the ball back in and switch it well. Trav Muster out of the back pocket, kicks long down the wing. It's looking like Amory's going to take that mark.
Amory's been prominent so far, looking very clean with the ball.
He chips
ball
forward
down the line.
As Evans mops up again, kicks the ball forward, but
It's definitely high.
Very big hit there, and
looks like Tyrone Malira's just caught one. Handballs quickly to Joey Brown.
Ball off Brown, just go with a long probing kick.
And Zanandrea takes another contested mark.
Zanandrea and Rigney are combining at the moment to turn this into a two-man game that is threatening to destroy Freeling.
It was a perfect example, Mark, of you explaining that how he uses his body now.
He's not overly big, he's not a tall forward, and he's not heavy, but he's just got good strength through the hips.
It's all in the hips.
Let's not start going to Happy Gilmore now.
Zanandrea lines up from about 30 out, looking for Kapunda's 7th.
Gets behind
And
that
he kicks it
beautifully. That was a joy to watch,
Kapunda
and he
races to
celebrates that
7-goal-5.
time.
To Freeling 2-goal-3, so an early.
That's on the Burge Barossa scoreboard, acknowledging one of the league's best sponsors of all time.
They are a great
We
sponsor.
love Burge
Burgess.
Barossa, especially their product.
Yes, Grant and Helen do make a very, very nice red wine.
Yes, and of course we do put a lot of quality control into that.
We do.
I'd like to say that I have personally put in a lot of volunteer hours of quality control.
I had a nice glass of their red on Wednesday night, so.
Umpire Patterson comes in now, the ball
Turrell.
up. Koshel jumped early, came back to get his hand on the ball. Freeling just struggling to find a winner in the midfield at the moment. And tackling hard and able to stop Kapunda from breaking out, but they're just lacking that punch out of the middle at the moment, don't you think, Jess?
Absolutely, I think that they're really struggling with this wind as well, going up the hill.
And quick hack kick out of there comes off a player and falls to Mudge's lap.
What do you think they can do differently, Mike? That the lead's ballooning out beyond 5 goals already. How can they change it?
I think they're going to have to put someone smart behind the ball. Possibly Heinrich, who, as we saw, was really effective early as a forward. Playing into the wind this quarter, he's not going to be as effective. I think he's a player who could read the ball.
That's a great mark from
From across half back.
Borg's taken front position there and taken a great contested mark.
Very strong and hit by a very powerfully built player in Brady Scott.
Chip the ball backwards to Joey Brown, who's
Almost pinned there, but with the fend off, the don't argue from his teammate. Quick hands there.
pressure from Freeling, who
Yes, but
pump the ball and keep it the pressure
I'm
into their
thinking
forward
that
lines.
an out of the box move like putting Ben Heinrich behind the footy and allowing him to direct traffic might be a good idea. Even in putting him, as he said, the ball as a rover.
Well, that's the thing. They do have the big target in Cockshell winning the ball out of the right most of the time. The ball goes in there.
That's a lovely goal from young Aussie
That's
Polton.
exactly the response that Freeling
Yes.
needed right there.
Read the ball off the pack,
Yes, but
swung onto
possibly
the left foot.
throwing a big-bodied midfielder into the fray could be the way that we see Freeling sort of break their way back into this contest.
I was just saying they're winning most of the ruck contests, but they're not getting many. Could be right in saying some extra size in there might go a long way for them.
Even at some contests, he could be the third man up around the ground. See the ball up. Turrell really
Turrell
starting to get his hand to the ball now.
As Malira gets the ball,
Miller taken down from behind.
high by Koshel.
They're looking to wheel around onto his right. Gets taken down by Koso with an angry bump as he kicks it. Koso's got a history of that and has been reported for similar incidents in the past. He's going to have to calm down a little bit, start thinking about footy.
As Freeling work the ball back here through the centre. Very dangerous kick. Borg reads it well, punches forward.
And spins out of trouble really well.
But he just gave it up a bit too easy there.
You want to
Polton runs around Rigney and kicks the ball forward. That looks like Cochrane. He's pushed up from full back.
And now Freeling going forward, and it's a good defensive mark there.
Borg
By the
again.
Kapunda player. They're
Borg.
bringing out to this outer side, out right near us.
Graham's got the ball, showing plenty of poise. Doesn't want to give it up. It's a lovely kick to Williams. Takes it uncontested. Williams chips into the middle to Jai McKenzie. Jai chips again, back to Graham. As you said earlier, Teeks, this is the great Quinton Graham's lad. Very,
Yes.
very talented.
And following in his father's footsteps,
Lovely.
being a very talented, versatile type of footballer. He's going to develop into a real talent for the Bombers if they can hang on to him.
That's a good mark to Trav Muster, who I reckon
Was.
might have been moved on to Justin Zanandrea, which is the first move that we've seen.
They absolutely had to make a change there, I think.
Yes. The veteran smarts of Muster is probably a good move back there.
Young Charlie Oliver, one of Freeling's youngsters, has got the ball out on the far wing.
Player I really like.
He's got a bit about him actually.
Yeah.
As we see Jacob Heinze read the ball off the pack, he'll feed back to Brad Williams, who feeds back to Jacob Heinze.
Just
Look
a
at the
high
ball
up and
forward.
under. And the Freeling player spoiled that.
I reckon
but
that might be Hales who's
David's
actually taken the
free
mark.
kick and finds the target inside the forward 50. This next kick key.
Polton chips to Heinrich.
Heinrich was bumped. It was not in the back, it was hip to hip.
Williams took a big hit there. It was a good tackle from Jacob Wright.
Freeling desperately need to get one more on the board here, build a bit of momentum. Kapunda though bring the ball out of their defensive 50. It'll come right back. Freeling sweeping it back out. Now he should get a forward entry here. It's a low piercing kick.
A lovely mark by Fraser Evans, who's really is probably close to the best man on the ground again. He's taken about 5 or 6 intercept marks. Young Price chips the ball back into the middle. Joey Brown takes a good mark. Plays on quickly and nearly gets caught. Puts his handball away. Price has got it again. He's best off locking that up because there was Freeling players all around the pack.
That's the second time Brown's tried to play on and probably misjudged.
How close the bloke is to him. I think Price might have got a free kick here for some obscene language to the umpire.
Certainly, Fraser Evans and Tyrone Malero are certainly running this half back line really well.
Yeah,
Kapunda.
Freeling have got no answer for them across that forward line of theirs. They definitely need to find a way to change that up. Jonathan Ross has been a non-event since that one mark and goal in the first quarter. He needs to find a way to impose himself on the game as a playing coach.
Oh.
Perhaps even putting himself in the ruck for a short stint and putting Koshel at full forward for a rest, just to change the dynamics, throw a different look at the Bombers.
Great tackling work there by Kapunda, who turned probably what looked to be an easy mark into a 50-50 ball and then got a ball up, got a stoppage. Malera gets another touch here. Chips back into the middle to Brown, who those two have been waxing quite a bit today. Brown plays on quickly to get it in. Valentine takes a hanger.
Oh! That's...
Those
know about it too.
42-year-old legs do get it off the ground.
That's on film too, so it's like a sighting of the Loch Ness Monster, seeing Valentine get off the ground.
I saw him when he was playing footy as a youngster and he used to sit on people's heads every week.
When he first came to Kapunda from the North Eastern Football League, he was a very dynamic player who could get off the ground, but in the last 10 years we haven't seen that.
And he's kicked straight. And
He has, and that takes Kapunda to 8-5-53, and then we have Freeling on 3-3-21 on your Burge Barossa scoreboard.
And that's another goal brought to you by Ray White Craigmore, the premiership team for real estate in the northern suburbs.
Exactly right.
And the move's just happened, the one that I thought Freeling might do. Koshel's gone forward and that's made Fraser Evans leave Jonathan Ross and go straight to Koshel. That was always going to be the tough one to combat for Kapunda.
Yes, we suggested that a moment ago.
It's an interesting move. Freeling have had a hard time getting it deep inside their forward 50, so it'll be interesting to see how they get it up to the big man.
Looks like they've gone really tall up forward because they've got Hayden Amory in the ruck, who's only he'd be only a 6'1"er. And they've got 2 or 3 blokes in their forward 50 over 6'5". So we'll see how Kapunda go trying to match that. Riley Nevitt gets a good tap.
But Nevitt not huge himself.
Absolutely not. No, Kapunda will miss Whistler today against the big bodies of Freeling.
And with the move of Koshel out of the ruck, Kapunda taking a wise move of giving Turrell a rest.
Yep.
Putting him back in his casket for a little while.
Put him in cotton wool until he's needed again.
They don't have cryo chambers down here.
I don't think they'd have one that would fit Adam Turrell. But I think
Young Cody Hallett takes the ball away
these
from the
days he's
wing well.
more of an in case of emergency break glass.
Price chips the ball. That's great
Oh,
work
it's a
from Price.
lovely
He
kick forward.
lowered the eyes. Didn't just blaze. We see Bell got it outside 50. Chips forward. And looks like Valentine's been taken out behind play. But Zanandrea's chimed in for the mark in front of the sticks.
It was a beautiful kick. Low, penetrating. And Zanandrea hit that at full speed.
I haven't been writing this down, which I probably should have been, but Zanandrea got 3 or 4 at the moment, you reckon?
He's got at least 3.
I think he's up to 3. This will go going for 4.
3 and 1 straight up in the air.
Kicking well too.
That's a lovely kick again.
Another goal for Ray White Craigmore.
Zanandrea easily the most dangerous looking forward on the ground.
Probably the only dangerous looking forward on the ground, apart from the man who just got off the ground in Brad Valentine, the senior citizen.
Certainly the case though that it's enough for them right now. Wonder formula's working.
Can't find a winner for Freeling at this stage. Every winner that we could name on the ground are wearing red and black.
Brady Scott gets a centre clearance.
And Brady Scott's another explosive player that could have an impact around the stoppages.
Freeling get a downfield free kick there, and that's a low entry. Didn't choose to go deeper
And
towards
Evans
Cockshell.
mopping up back there.
And it
Kapunda with hands, able to move it.
breaks down again.
You see Rigney just get the ball forward.
He's not big, but he's a bit of a bull.
He certainly is a ball. Valentine in front. Makes a good contest for Kapunda's small guys. And Valentine gets the free as he's getting held.
Kapunda will go inside their forward 50 again here now.
Valentine's ball straight into Zanandrea's area. He's got his own man beat, but he gets,
They double team him.
and that's
Forget about Bell.
young Bell, who is well called. Roves and kicks truly.
And yet another goal for Ray White Craigmore. Joey Thriller will be loving the goals being kicked today. He's getting plenty of mentions.
Absolutely.
Andre is drawing so much attention now. They're just getting loose players all throughout that forward 50 when they go in towards him.
He's causing a panic, isn't he?
Absolutely.
And early in the first quarter, before Zanandrea started to get active, the Freeling defenders were able to take their time and move the ball out. That's a luxury they don't have anymore.
That's it. Well, Kapunda definitely getting it in deeper as well. It's making it harder for the Freeling defence to get it out up this hill.
Adam Turrell back into the ruck now.
And looks like Ross has gone in with him.
Turrell definitely doing what he's done for years. Malera with a good legal bump. That's what we love to see in footy.
And a good tackle.
And a beautiful tackle there. The bump is something that still belongs in the game, and that was a perfect example of it, boys.
Centre clearance, he got the clearance from the stoppage and he kicked truly, so Kapunda just going to have to watch him around the ground a bit here now. Turrell's got to make sure he gets body on him in the ruck contest.
And has to say goal side of him. That's what he didn't do on that occasion. Charles signalling to his midfielder to come around behind him. Just those little subtleties of a master ruckman's craft. Charles with a two-handed tap.
So you see Malera gets the ball out to Mudge on the wing, kicks forward. Valentine again. Oh, he's nearly taken another hanger.
He tried.
Put that one down.
That was a bit of a heat check. I think he's getting carried away.
And Cal Brown's kicked truly.
Callum Brown with the right foot around the corner. Beautiful goal from someone who normally plays in defence.
Whatever they are doing to Valentine when he comes off, it's working for him.
I think he's
Getting right up
confused. He's trying to get off the ground.
That's probably, Cal Brown doesn't kick a lot of goals, but that was a great Crummers goal for a bloke that's sort of playing key position. As we see Kapunda youngster and under-17 player Riley Smith come onto the ground for his first run today. Played really well in the under-17s today.
So another example there as well of the Kapunda key forwards drawing a crowd, and then the small forwards able to get in front and centre and don't have an answer right now, Freeling.
It's something that the modern game's really focused heavily on, and Kapunda, as Freeling with a beautiful clearance.
Yep,
The player
Aussie Polton
running
really
straight
well
through the stoppage. That hack kick almost landed in Kosel's arms, but unfortunately trickles out of bounds. So with the last touch, Kapunda will have the kick in. But a really good first true clearance that Freeling have had for the quarter. Looking for a target now. There's nothing forthcoming.
Ball goes out to
right
the outer
down
wing.
the line.
It's covered well. Cal Brown again.
Big fly from Brown.
Haven't called Harry Wucky's name much today. He's got to get his hands on the footy as Freeling blasts the ball back inside 50. Here's
Get a run
Koshel.
at this.
Koshel had a good run at it. Couldn't take it. Comes down heavily on his own. he flew but had nothing to keep him in the air and came down heavily on his back.
So ball up
It's taken the wind out of him, you can see.
30 metres from Freeling's goal, and Malira again gets the clearance, trying to get out of danger.
Kicks wide to out of bounds on the full in the end. It just kept travelling.
And Malira, a late addition to Kapunda in recent weeks,
He has
sort of came in on a permit, I believe, from a competition that hadn't started yet, and looks like he's going to stick with the Bombers.
Yeah, not quite. I think the club that he was going to play at couldn't fit him in for points in the end.
Okay, well, that's a great win for Kapunda to get such a dynamic young player into their team.
And his first 2 games for the club have both been good, so
Ball bouncing around. Kapunda get a big up and under clearance now.
Oh,
And
big
Adam
hit.
Koshel, the only player that ever looked like he was going to. Within range.
You feel as if Freeling really just want to get one before the half, just hit themselves.
This
in
is a
striking
really
range.
important goal, and he's taking his time.
We're right behind him
The
here.
wind has dropped almost completely. charging a little bit too much. They could put him in a straight jacket right now. But flogged them at training that week.
Oh, I didn't actually go that week because I thought it was going to be a hard week.
From his tone, I think it. Bring the ball out this side now. That's a beautiful mark taken there. Absolutely fantastic. We're at Hales again. Hales, now he's got this next kick is the one that's important. Heinrich needs to get on the move
Come
here.
right up for it and
Juggles it. Fraser really nice.
Evan stayed off him there and thought he was just going to one take it.
I got a lot of space.
Nice kick forward.
Brady's-
Finds Brady Scott, who has got this in him,
And he goes
and
to the battle.
he has gone bang
Punch through for the
and
score.
just touched. That's really well defended there by Aidan Mudge. Very smart not to give up on that.
As we go into the half with Kapunda 12 goal 670, leading Freeling 4 goal
4 goals 6.
4 goals 6.
4 goals 7. Sorry,
4 goal 731. There we
On
go.
the Birds Barossa scoreboard. And it's been a fantastic first half of footy here from Freeling Oval in this Anzac Day round, boys.
It was tough early. Both half back lines were on top.
And we've got a nice crowd and a really good atmosphere here. This is what country footy's all about. And if you're sitting at home watching, good place to be. There's 2 games on offer on Anzac Day, 2 Anzac Day games to go to after the dawn service. You can either go to Newripper and watch the traditional Anzac Day clash between Newry and Angaston, or go to Gawler Central, is it, hosting South Gawler in Gawler. So you've got options both in Gawler and in the Barossa. So Monday afternoon, if you want to see some really good local footy and just be part of a great atmosphere, there'll be Anzac services at both games. The atmosphere is amazing at those games.
And if you're a bit further out in the local area, definitely
Probando. Probando. Probando sonido. Probando. Probando.
Is it all good?
Yeah, we're trying to fix the sound because it suddenly
Just
broke
quiet.
up. Yeah.
All gone.
¿Cierto? Entonces, cámara, conéctala. Dice que está ahí eso. Desconéctalo ahí. Probando sonido. Sonido.
temas. Yeah, no, you've got a couple of players' names right that I wasn't on, so fucking well done.
I'm having to like look down and look up, so
That's okay, we all do that.
but you know, it's,
Yeah, no, you've got a couple of really good bits there. That's why I was giving you that.
yeah.
Oh, that's excellent, well done.
No, I'm glad you're
Yeah,
trying to get a gauge of, you know.
that's why I'm trying to sort of back off a bit there and
Yeah.
give you
Well,
some space.
I'm happy doing the sort of like injection of sort of comment analysis, like you said at the start, but it is also really fun doing like
Yes.
just grabbing the play for even if it's like 5-10 seconds.
Yeah, even if there's 2 or 3 kicks in a row.
Yeah. It's fun.
No, you're doing well.
I'm glad you
You
think
should be very happy. I wasn't sure what to expect. I really was fucking panicking. I didn't sleep like
Yeah.
last night with a lot of shit going on.
Yeah.
That was one of the things. Was how, would you be any good?
Yeah, sure.
You've been alright.
Yeah. I'm glad. I mean,
I would be quite comfortable with you being the second guy that week that I'm away.
yeah. Awesome. I'll do
You
it.
could do that.
I'll do it.
That's the 21st of May, election day.
Oh, really? Right, there
I'm
you
in
go.
Melbourne for a week with a bunch of guys from the footy club.
Yeah.
Just going for a piss up weekend.
No, that's the thing. I mean, I decided I reckon it was like, because when I started, I just did podcasts last week about fun. Like,
Yeah.
you don't get that many viewers or whatever, but
Yeah.
and it was doing it, the broadcasting aspect. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
That's why
Oh, Prince.
that's the thing. It's just more of a like
That's unfortunately that's where money is at the moment.
where at the
Prince.
yeah, still money there. Yeah.
Yeah. You're working for the fuckheads most of the time. That's the hard part.
Honestly, I think Meredith Booth, one of my tutors at uni, is $1 a week. Which sounds like a pretty good gig. Maybe not.
$1 a word's not bad, but it depends on what you're doing and how much work goes into it.
That's very true. Yeah.
You
You
know,
could,
$1
like,
Farting dust here. That's what you get for being popular. Sorry? Tanunda and Barossa. No. Yeah.
I think the Croziers beat the Bulldogs.
Did they?
Jeez, that needs an investigation.
Hang on, it's back to a point with about a minute to go.
7 seconds to
7
go.
seconds to go.
I reckon they've won.
Bulldogs just keep the golden things at 7 points on that.
I'm a Saints supporter, and I'm in almost just like paralysed shock that we've won 5 games in a row.
I'm a Carlton supporter, right? Used to be. It normally takes me.
Actually, one of the best memes I've seen is a Google search how to cope with premiership aspirations.
yeah, that's true. Well, I had a look. I saw a half-time post last night because I wasn't able to watch the game. I was at dinner. I saw a half-time post, and we were down by 10 points. And I was like, "Yep, typical. Well, win 4, and now we'll lose to GWS. We'll drop 3 games, and that'll be that." And then I looked at my app at the end of the game. We won by 17 points. I was like, "You're kidding me!" Like,
What's going on?
yeah, this isn't right. This isn't my team. There you go.
So our best work went down the drain.
I don't know what time it is, but I've got a mate that's listening and said, you're halfway through a sentence and you got cut off.
That improves us.
Oh. Some pretty impressive mullets rolling down this way.
No, there's no such thing. No such thing as an impressive mullet.
That one a B+.
They're shocking. Yes. Yeah. Welcome back to the Freeling Oval, where half-time of this massive Anzac round clash between traditional rivals Kapunda and Freeling. Reasonably in Kapunda's favour at the moment, but as we've seen, the game can swing pretty quickly. Freeling will be kicking with the aid of a slight breeze in this third quarter.
Kapunda were able to do a really good job in their first quarter when they did come up against the breeze, though, to just keep the ball low, short targets through to that centre half forward line, and they were finding targets and even against the breeze. So it'd be interesting to see if they can do that again.
Some beautiful ball movement. Kapunda have had an influx of really talented moves of the ball by foot this year, Matt, which has really changed the way they're playing.
Yeah, blokes like Rigney and Malira have really hit.
And also Graham.
And Graham's got a lot of composure. I really like him off half back.
Yes.
So.
I think that's changed the way that Kapunda are playing the game, and I think it's going to bode well for the Bombers moving into the future with such a young side. To play that style of football is going to be easy to incorporate other players back into the team.
And with a couple of forwards on top today, it makes a difference. The Kapunda's back six has always been pretty settled with Evans, Borg, Williams all down there, and normally Cow Brown, but Cow's been chucked forward today with Valentine, Nevitt and Zanandrea, and they're all doing a good job. Sorry for the technical difficulties we had in the first half. I think we've got them all sorted now. And the other one was I just see the Crows knock the Bulldogs off, so
1 point.
By 1 point, so yeah, some funny things are happening in the AFL as well.
Yes, there's going to be a lot of results this year where we're going to see teams with surprise victories because of COVID. Players not necessarily being out with COVID, but coming back from COVID and not recovering straight away. It's that hangover effect that players are going to be fatigued.
There's been some remarkable comebacks as well and momentum shifts in the AFL. We'll see if it happens here today.
And Freeling are definitely hoping so, as the ball comes out to this side from a rush kick from Freeling. As we see a beautiful strong tackle there, takes down the Kapunda player. Aidan Mudge it was that had the ball. He gets up last and hands the ball to umpire Nowak, sorry.
As we see Freeling's coach Ross has started in the ruck again, and which has been Koshel forward again. So
Scott Dutchke with a clearing kick.
And that's young Mitch Lovell, is it?
Looks as if Freeling playing three big bodies down deep forward.
Really looking to take advantage with the wind overloading that forward line. And there we see Brady Scott, the big powerful half forward. He's just smashing that ball forwards.
Over the back,
and that's favoured the big man.
Big Sam Carmichael takes the mark on the goal line.
And he is a load. He's going to be kicking from inside the goal square, and not even I could miss from there. And Sammy goes back and clears the net, kicks the ball way out past the farm centre.
Freeling start the better here of this second half, getting the
first
goal
blood
early.
That's another goal for Ray White Craigmore.
Yep, brings the score to 5-7, 37 for Freeling, and Kapunda are 11-8, 78.
And
12-8, sorry.
Breathes a little bit of hope into Freeling's campaign. They're going to need to get another 2 or 3 quick goals to really put the fright into Kapunda though. Bromers looking very poised today. So much experience in their lineup with the likes of Fraser Evans who can settle everyone down around him. That's the value of having the guy who in the last few years was the playing coach at Kapunda. Came in with so much experience but stayed on as a player after he finished the coaching gig. That's got to be a huge asset going forward, Matt.
Absolutely, and he's working really well with the young defenders. Cracker bloke Fraser, and he's been a real big asset to our footy club.
And I've seen the way he's fit in around the club. He fits the culture of your footy club so beautifully.
Absolutely.
Another again here, Freeling.
Another good centre clearance.
Deep inside 450, the targets are there. Crumbs off the back, could be 2 in a row, and it is.
Yes. Koshel got his hand to that and brought it down to his teammates' advantage.
Young Henry Kleinig did some good front and square roving there, and
that's beautiful forward play, and that's what we were seeing from Kapunda. The big forwards bringing the ball to ground, and that wasn't a drop from Koshel. That was a palm down ruck style, straight into his teammate's path.
Geez, Teeks, you called that one a little bit. I'm not sure. I think it was more a drop, but hey, I'll let you run.
It was one-handed.
If you asked him, I'm sure.
One-handed, and it was guided down.
Freeling's big advantage here has been 2 centre clearances in a row. They've been very important. 2
goals in 2 minutes there for Freeling. They need to ride this momentum at the
Adam
start of the quarter.
so experienced. He's going to find a way to nullify this next stoppage and just make it another ball up at least.
But it's been young Aussie Polton who's clearing the ball away from the centre for him.
And that's the ball down. Another big hit from the backup Freeling ruckman who almost gets his own ball. Adam Turrell dives on top of the Freeling player that had the ball, and a little bit of hanging on going on in the middle of the ground. Joey Brown being thrown around a little bit by the Freeling opposition, but free kick ends up with Josh Dutchke, Scott Dutchke drives the ball forward, and unfortunately Kapunda unable to defend that, but a wasted entry from Koshal.
He's got another one.
And
3 goals in 2 minutes.
That's a really great start for the Redlegs, and Kapunda now forced to react and make a change.
Playing those 3 out in the forward line there with the breeze is really helping out Freeling right now.
But
I don't think Kapunda have an answer.
It's the stoppage work at the centre clearance that's turned the contest at the moment. Kapunda now, after dominating that second quarter in the middle, have to find a way to stop that run through the middle.
Yeah, the umpire off the play paid that free, and there was a bit of tossling both ways, so it was a bit of a here nor there free kick, but he's paid it, and Freeling went forward and capitalised.
Well, Turrell engaged the opposition ruckman really early there and put a bit of hurt into him with the knee. That's old school ruck craft. I like it.
Make your opposition earn it.
That's exactly right. And beautiful work there.
Another centre clearance.
Yeah, a little bit of hand on the back there.
Yeah, I think that was a bit soft again, but I might be
Soft,
biased.
but it probably could have been paid. And that drop out in the open, almost costly.
It's a throw that the umpire missed.
Then the Kapunda player dragged his opponent to ground after he'd gotten rid of it.
Last touch by
But
Freeling.
Kapunda getting this ball now, that kick backwards, a mistake.
Very poor kick there by Williams.
Just seem to have lost a bit of their polish, haven't they?
Yes, they've
Started this third
started to
quarter,
panic.
Kapunda.
Sam Carmichael will be taking a shot on goal for their 4th goal in the first few minutes of
5
this
minutes.
third quarter.
And it could be his 3rd.
Could be, and this will hurt the Bombers because it's an own goal almost.
He's coming back.
Big Sammy has knocked it through, and the strong Freeling crowd behind him have just gone up in raptures. But
4 goals in 5 minutes. For
how
Freeling.
quickly the game has changed at half time, when we were saying that the game could change quickly. I think that we were saying it more in wishful thinking than honestly believing it, but we've been proven wrong.
Freeling 8 goals, 7 at 55 now to Kapunda 12, 6, 78 on the Burge Barossa scoreboard.
And
23-point deficit.
here we go. And Turrell stayed down. The Freeling ruckman went up, missed the ball. Turrell was able to get the touch, but Charlie Oliver kick around the corner for Freeling.
Well, that's a nice soft free, I thought. But
fell into
Everything
his
seems to be
opponent's
going
back,
Freeling's way.
but they're getting first to the ball and they're generating the free kicks as such. Kapunda losing a bit of composure here. Rigney threw his opponent to the ground. As we see,
boundary umpire called that one out of bounds on the full, which it was. That was just here in front of us.
Kapunda
haven't
now,
gone forward at all this quarter.
Callum Brown leading hard, and the ball goes through his fingers. Trav Mustero gets the ball on his left foot.
Feels as if
Ball
Kapunda just need to slow
dribbles
the
out.
game down a little bit right now. Just get their composure back.
I think they
That'll
need
be
to
the last out off Muster, so Kapunda bring it back into play.
It's a better kick driving in deep.
Valentine was outplayed there in the contest.
Did look like there's
Pull the ball up right in front of us here on the club room side. It's a free kick towards Freeling, and they're also going to get 25. Everything going their way right
Yes, Kapunda losing composure here, and Nevitt, I think what he's doing at the moment is as strange as his hairstyle.
Yes, that is a bit of a weird.
I'm not an expert on fashion, but I have no idea what the hell is going on there. It's only a 25-metre penalty. Unfortunately, some of the Freeling supporters thinking it was supposed to be a 50.
And as teams keep kicking the ball along this boundary line, it keeps going out of bounds. Last touch, so Kapunda get the resulting free kick.
Now, this is where Kapunda need to regain some composure and find a target. Adam Turrell in the middle of the ground. Now he's manned up.
Long
Evans
driving
comes
kick
long.
up the wing.
And Freeling, a lot of Freeling players at that contest flying over it.
Time to get a
Kapunda get a free kick in there. I'm not sure what it was for. As we see it being reversed now. There is a lot of stupid stuff happening in this game at the moment.
Certainly.
And Kapunda are the players who are losing their heads.
You feel a real momentum shift in this ground right now.
Gave that up, and Joey Brown, I think for some lip, paid a 25-metre penalty against him.
It wasn't against Joey, it was the other umpire in the middle of the ground. I think it may have been Nevitt.
And Kapunda desperately need to regain some composure here.
Scott Dushki lining up for this one.
Probably beyond his range, so he's passing off.
Beautiful kick.
Looking for a teammate, and finds him with a beautiful diving mark. And this is definitely within range.
Goals can be definitely kicked from this spot. We saw Sam Carmichael.
And Brady Scott, this is definitely in his wheelhouse. This is the sort of goal he can kick.
The one before put it out to the right and it come back with the wind.
Yes. He's an impact player, and this is his kind of moment. Coming in now. Kicks it as a drop punt. That is a beautiful looking kick.
Across the face, though.
Just across the face, but I love it when people take drop kicks from there instead of this kick around the corner stuff. That's what the game should be about.
Up the middle to Valentine.
And that's a smart play. And Valentine, ooh, bit of shake and bake around his opponent. He's showing us all the old tricks today.
Young Cody Hallett's got the ball on the wing in his second game of A-grade footy. Kicks the ball out wide. Hazlett's out there from Kapunda. He's attacked by Hales.
Really just attacking in numbers.
Graham's got the ball and shows composure by holding it in.
Freeling are just really charging at the moment. Their tails are up and they're attacking every contest in numbers and looking like they intend to win every possession.
Going to finally get it forward here. Off hands in the pack. And we'll have a ball up on the outer side.
Kapunda looked dangerous when they're forward, but they just don't know to get the ball there in this quarter. As the wind swells up. Looks like Ben Heinrich is dropping off the front of the contest for Freeling. Valentine gets it and kicks high.
Opened out deep in this forward 50 right now. Zan Andrea's there.
Zan Andrea and Bell.
Bell kept his feet, whereas the opponent didn't.
Bell needed a bit more composure there. He had enough time probably to run to the goal line.
Probably came off the upper shin, if anything. Probably not the best part of your leg to use to kick a goal.
Good defensive work there by Graham. He punches the ball out of play.
I feel that the next goal coming up right now is super important for both clubs.
Absolutely great call there, Jess.
11 minutes into the third quarter.
And seeing another Freeling player put down in the middle of the ground. He started the push and shove and got taken down, and Joey Brown has just taken that player to ground again, and a free kick has been paid against him for it. Joey Brown is an experienced footballer and needs to keep his head and show some leadership.
Yeah, I don't think that was Joey Brown. He's not even in that contest. I think it was Brad Valentine, actually.
Okay, sorry. Sorry, Joey. I'm giving you some muscles that you don't have.
Certainly the leaders of Kapunda need to just slow the boys down right now.
That's a great mark there.
Level their heads a
Took
little
the mark
bit.
and then got crunched from behind.
Some silly free kicks.
And that's Koshel down, I think.
Yes, Koshel came into the back of the Kapunda player after he marked the ball.
He's not getting up real quick either.
Nothing intentional, but he's come down pretty hard. I think it could be, might just be winded or hit in a very vulnerable region.
No, it looks like ankle. But he has just gained his feet, which is good news for Freeling and good news for the competition. So I really do think he's the premier ruckman still in the league.
He is, and he is one of those guys that you always look forward to seeing what he's going to deliver. And really
takes a very
strong mark there by Rigney. Moved his player under the ball, then got his hands up, take that mark, turns around, delivers quickly.
Bell gets his arm chopped and cops one high.
And a free kick for the forward who was playing in front, which is clever football.
Yeah, wasn't a hell of a lot in that one either.
No, but if you play in front, you give yourself a real chance.
And the umpires have been very quick on the frees in this half, so
yes,
the idea is to get
there's
the
a
ball
lot
first.
of spot fires starting to take place. I think the umpires are trying to keep on top of it, which is good, smart officiating.
That was the first time that they were able to get a entry into the forward line and a shot on goal.
As Bell kicks,
And that's
truly.
a really important goal for the Bombers. And more importantly for them, stops that little run from Freeling. Now this next goal, if Kapunda can get 2 in a row, they could get on a roll. Wouldn't you think, Jess, if Kapunda can get multiples?
Definitely, you've got to factor into the wind's playing a pretty big part right now, so if really need to keep closing the gap before the start of the fourth quarter, you'd think Kapunda will have the advantage in the last quarter.
Yes, Kapunda's willingness to kick deep in that second quarter to dangerous forwards really exposed the Freeling back line, and if they can do that again in the fourth, they're going to be hard to stop.
As we see Nevitt and Amory going at it again. Nevitt gets over the top. Gets the ball back to Brown. Joey Brown kicks to the outer side of Kapunda Oval with Sean Bell leading in the race of the ball. Shows a fleet-footed
Turns his opponent inside out.
Here's Zanandrea again. And if he's quick
Zanandrea
enough,
kept his feet, and the ball unfortunately just punched through for a rush behind. Zanandrea knew exactly what he was doing there, knew the ball was going over the back of the contest, stayed on his feet.
Freeling clear the ball out to this their halfback flank. Aussie Polton takes a good uncontested mark. Polton looks to bite off a bit and take it into the middle.
Board is a dangerous kick.
That's
Works out for Freeling though. They're going to get forward.
The ball comes back to Dutchke.
Can't pick the ball up though, Dutchke, and
paddling it forward,
got
and
himself into trouble.
Joey Brown got to it and looked like he threw it to me. But
he was legged.
He was legged at the time, but so that's the free kick the umpires paid, which is the right thing to do.
Brown gets the ball in quickly to Kapunda's forward lines. Zanandrea's
Under it,
and he's
probably
being held.
spoiled. Was almost spoiled by Valentine at the same time,
Did look like the Freeling,
but was being held onto.
defender had a fair bit of jumper.
At that.
That's what the umpire saw, the pulling of the jumper.
Yes, the umpire was in great position there. That's well done by umpire Nowak. Zanandrea going for goal number 6.
It's at least 5, I reckon.
Up to 5 now, Zen.
The juice.
Beautiful kick of the football too.
He's a lovely kick.
That just extends the margin back out to 6 goals. Kapunda certainly found some steadying form here.
And 2 goals in a row for Kapunda. That's exactly the tonic they needed. Just keeps that buffer alive. They want to go into three-quarter time with that 2 or 3 goal lead minimum.
Plenty of rotations happening here with Turrell coming on back into the ruck, but it's Rigney with the roving.
Rigney kept his feet beautifully with the handball back into a contest. Callum Brown with great hands.
He should finish. Oh, brilliant.
Malera taken down from behind. That is a magnificent tackle on a really quick player. That is persistence. That's great work from the Freeling defender.
It was a great chase, but I did think he handballed it.
It was 50-50, but he should have gotten rid of it before he was brought down. Koshel going up with 2 hands to it, but Brown saves down, gets the handball away. Teammate under pressure.
We see another ball up here and the close half forward flank to us at the Kapunda end of the ground. We see Koshel and Nevitt going at it in the ruck. Koshel too strong, punches the ball out to the boundary. Young Charlie Oliver is first to it and escorts it over. We see the ruckman go at it again. Nevitt roves it off the pack, kicks it forward, and unfortunately Jacob Wright takes the grab unattended and will clear Freeling from defence.
Looking to come down this defensive wing.
Freeling having a hard time getting out of their defensive 50 run now.
A very poor kick. Went to grass, but Kapunda able to wrap it up now and keep the ball with a stoppage in the middle of the ground.
It was actually good work by Ben Heinrich then. He could have thrown it out and there were Kapunda players all the way around the pack. But he took the contact and kept it to himself.
Koshel smothered as he tried to smash that ball forward. And Nevitt just doing a power of work today, but Adam Turrell there able to lock that ball in. Joey Brown with a quick cheeky handball over the back.
Harry Wacky takes the ball forward.
Holding the ball, that was a quick call.
That was very
quick call,
very
but
quick.
he probably did have a chance to get the ball on. Tried to take the game on.
See what Freeling do here to try and get out of their
More
defensive
still with a
half.
kick out to this wing.
That's a lovely one-handed
Good
mark.
mark by there by Dutchke.
Scott Dutchke has really come into the game in this quarter.
Absolutely, stamped his name on the game.
This is when experienced superstars like Dutchke come to the fore, and he's really showing that for the Red
along
Legs.
with Ross and young Polton's been good in this quarter too.
Yes.
It's like Koshel and Ben Heinrich are both up the line here.
And that kick goes directly to a contest. Koshel had 3 bombers on him.
Good tackle there from Rigney, who takes Benny Heinrich over the line. We'll have a throw in.
Yeah,
Rigney's tackling's been a bit of a highlight for me today.
he's been brilliant everywhere, really. So it's a throw in about 75 metres from Kapunda's forward. And
If they're
wraps up
consistent, they'll play
here.
that one, no? Will he have as much time as Harry Wacky at the last?
It's a hot footy.
Mm.
Looks like he might just have an injury of some sort. No, he's alright. Umpire will throw it back up.
Koshel and Turrell.
Koshel wins the tap down, and it's going nowhere. Ball's back up again. Soccer off the ground. Freeling looking to get forward now through Koshel. It's smothered beautifully
Really
though.
good
Now
smother from
Kapunda
forward.
running through the middle.
Joey
On the
Brown, the
counter-attack.
game is really opening up now.
Jai McKenzie clears to the outer side of Kapunda. Ball's at Bell's feet. Bell does
Get
really
it forward.
well.
They've got a lot of space in his forward 50.
Really good bounce going their way. That kick just over
Oh.
Zan Andrea's head. The mark taken there.
Umpire's paid the mark to Daff.
Daff, that was a really courageous mark. Well rewarded.
He has
Now
been in
he's got to be
Zanandra-
smart taking this ball out.
He's been in Zanandra's pocket all this quarter.
Absolutely, and he's a good matchup size-wise.
Jacob Wright goes down the wing for Freeling. Kapunda clear the ball again.
And they'll come back in again.
Like Mudge, but they blaze away a bit, and Daff takes another telling mark.
He's really stepping up right now with a lot of pressure coming into their defensive 50.
They are withholding well.
Malera cleans up beautifully there. That quick forward handball. That ball being driven along.
Straight to the sun there. I'll give Trav
Muster with a courageous stand under the ball. Wasn't able to complete the mark, but wraps the ball up and will force a stoppage inside Kapunda's forward 50. Kapunda need another big target in the forward line. They can't just keep bombing the ball up and under to Zan Andrea with 2 players on him.
That was a silly free kick. He
Yep.
milked that one a bit there, though, I think. The Kapunda player's gone down. It's
yeah.
a push in the back free kick, and they'll get a
No.
shot on goal, I think.
I think he might have caught one in the stomach there, the way he's holding it.
So Joey Brown will be having a shot on goal from maybe 25 metres out.
21 and a half minutes into the third quarter. On the Ray White Craigmore time clock. See if Kapunda can extend their lead.
Brown coming in now. Kicks truly.
Nice
That's
kick.
another goal for Kapunda. Really starting to erode that early run that Freeling put on them.
That's exactly right. The margin's almost back out to exactly what it was at half time.
It's really got to be disheartening for the Redlegs, who thought that they'd fought their way right back into the game. But Kapunda's forward entries, if they clean that up, they could be really dominating this game, Matt.
I think they've actually just missed Valentine down there a bit with these long bombs.
Valentine or someone else to bring the ball to ground for the likes of Zan Andrea and others.
Typically speaking, when you're going against the wind, you want to keep it low, which you think would favour Zan Andrea, but they are blazing away a little bit.
Yep, something that Coach McKenzie will have to work on, although he's not here today, he's got COVID.
That's going to be hard for him if he's coaching via the live stream.
It is. So we've got the assistants, Burgess and I think Watke might be holding the reins on the bench, and Joey and Fraser doing a bit of work on the field.
That's a good tap from Turrell.
There's a ball
Turrell's
check.
really held his own in the ruck today, given the odds that he was up against.
Yep.
And Freeling moving the ball well out this side. Really well composed there, comes back into the middle. That's smart play.
Nick Hale's here with the ball.
Long
That's a
driving kick
Beautiful
forward
long
for Freeling.
kick, using the wind.
And it'll probably go out of
Goes
bounds.
to
yeah.
space, goes out of bounds. So Kapunda will get the kick in.
And that is the trap for the young players with this new rule. last touch, you do have to keep the ball away from the boundary, especially with that breeze.
And you are looking to find a contest so it can come off hands. So it comes down, ball holds up a little in the wind. Brown was underneath it, but the Freeling player
Good spoil.
able to smash that to the boundary.
That was Hales again. That was a good spoil. He knows that Jonathan Ross has gone into the ruck again, and his height is probably the thing that's worried Turrell as much as the pure brute force of Boshell.
Ross was able to get to front position there, but the tap really went to his feet, unfortunately, and we'll have another ball up just inside the boundary line, almost at the same spot that we were.
Harry Wack has definitely lifted for Kapunda in this half. He was a bit quiet in the first half, but he's getting his hands on the footy.
Yes. We know Watke's having an impact when he's the guy giving the ball back to the umpire constantly.
Borg's done that really well. Kick forward, Rigney's drop, probably something he would normally have taken. And he's just copped.
And we see a free kick being paid.
Yep, free kick. He just copped Kleining a bit high in his
Kleining
remonstrations.
will take it, looks to get Freeling forward. Koshel
Short
deep, goes
kick
short
inboard to Roth, just
Now
landing in
goes-
front of him, turns around, that's a beautiful deep kick, puts all the
Got it.
pressure, and Koshel able to move his opponent out the way completely like a rag doll. I think it was Sam Carmichael.
Koshel's got the free. It looks like Evans was holding on.
So Koshel will be taking the shot on goal. Sam won't mind that too much. He's a genuine team player. It's not all about him, as much as we like to think it is at times.
Could well have been Sam Carmichael's fourth for the quarter though if he had it.
Yes.
Koshel kicks truly.
Koshel kicks truly and delivers that ball into another close code.
It's an important goal, that one for Freeling.
It stops the bleeding for the moment. And we see the ball will come back into the middle now. How far into the quarter are we, Jess?
We are looking at 25 minutes just gone on your Rowart Craigmore time clock.
So we are into time on in the third quarter.
There'll be a bit of time on this quarter too. There has been quite a few goals scored.
Yes.
It's quite a high scoring game here.
It's been a very good, exciting game. Some high quality football being played and at high intensity. This is exactly what people at home want to see. It's what people at the ground want to see. It's why BL&G footy is alive and well.
Also seems that when a team gets a bit of a run on, they kick 2 or 3 goals quickly. As Polton roves the ball off Turrell, that's great work from Malira.
Oh, that's
Malira
brilliant
picked
football.
the pocket of 2 Freeling players
That's
there.
goal of the year.
And the
That is
finish.
That's goal of the
fantastic.
year.
That is that's goal of the day, definitely.
Definitely
At
goal
this
of the
stage,
day.
could be goal of the year contender. He
The
picked 2
pirouette.
players' pockets there. He could be arrested for that in other circumstances. But that was superb.
I want to watch a replay of that one because he had no chance of getting that footy. Took 2 of them on. Did a
He'd be-
blind turn.
He'd be happy this is on live stream.
Yes, definitely.
He'll be sending that video to a lot of people this week.
He'll be able to show his brother. I think that's Malira that plays for the Crows is his brother, so he'll be able to show him that great bit of football. As Ross keeps on getting over the top, but Turrell keeps winning the tap. And there's Polton and Malira again
Yes.
going at it.
Ross, not a natural ruckman, he's a forward by trade. And Turrell, one of the smartest ruckmen we've seen in this competition, has dominated against bigger ruckmen for a long, long time. He's the little ruckman that could. There's Freeling with the handball forward there. Just a hack kick. Met strongly by Fraser Evans, who handballs the ball forward. And clean bowls one Freeling player, but lands with another who drives the ball deep. And Carmichael just fell at the last moment.
Borg gets the ball out to Heinze. Heinze handball.
Clever handball out of defence. A fumble here, but he's got time and space.
Mudge got a bit of time. Kicks the ball forward. And then gets
downfield.
dealt with out after. It's one thing Freeling have been, or both teams have been a little bit undisciplined with that, giving away some down the field free kicks. Freeling the last couple, but Kapunda have also given away a couple. Wacky needs someone to kick to.
See a lead in the middle of the ground now, coming right to him. So he heads down the ground looking for Callum Brown. Brown mops up well at ground level. That's something he does really well, Matt.
He certainly does, that second and third effort that he gives. Not a true natural forward.
No,
He always gives a contest.
He's a defender, but he always butters up when the ball hits the deck, and that's a unique skill to have in a key position player.
You'd think that Kapunda would be happy just to hold this lead into three-quarter time now. No silly mistakes.
Yes.
Don't let Freeling get a sniff. That's high tackle.
Definitely too high.
No doubt about that one.
Polton's getting a lot of the footy here in this quarter. He'd be close to Freeling's best.
Goes short.
Ben Heinrich, who was one of Freeling's better players in the first half.
Now looking for a target.
This is Koshel coming at him.
Evans
Gone over Koshel's head, and
not a lot of talk there.
just a falcon there from Borg, it looked like.
Definitely Falcon radar, that one.
Really good mark there from Hales over the back.
He's wheeling onto his right. That's a big floating mongrel punt. Nearly came off the shin of Borg instead of his face that time. We see Kapunda player down with cramp now. I think that's Toll.
That's never, I reckon.
Never.
Siren goes for three-quarter time.
Three-quarter time in the
Score there.
match of the day.
16-8, 104 to Freeling 9-8, 62, I believe. My math is correct.
Yep, just a bit
And
hard
the
sometimes.
birds were off the
That's
scoreboard.
exactly right, Mike.
Bit hard looking sometimes.
And we've had a lot of goals kicked today, and all of those goals brought to you by Ray White Craigmore, the premiership team for real estate in the northern suburbs. Joey Cirillo, and it's a family-run business, and he's the perfect guy to come and see you. He's really friendly. If I was in the market to buy or sell a house, Joey would be one of the guys I'd be getting on the phone to straight away.
It's great for their support for the show.
For footy in general, he's heavily involved with football himself. He runs water often on Saturdays for the Williston Footy Club, where his kids have played a lot of footy. He's a community sport person, and that's why he is sponsoring the live stream.
I reckon he might even help out with some coaching with their junior, like might be an
I
assistant
believe
coach
so.
or something as well. So
But yeah, they are a family who are committed to local community sport, and that's what we love about them, and that's what keeps community sport going, is businesses and families like that who are willing to give back. And Joey, of course, was a regular feature on our live stream last year with Williston Games. He did the grand final with us, and man was he excited when Williston were up early in the game, but that turned on him pretty quickly. I felt so bad for him late in the game.
Certainly characters like that create the cultures out of these clubs, country clubs, isn't it?
He's a character, all right. A lot of time for him. He's just a great fella. That's why I would go to him if I was looking for some real estate.
and we see the second of the AFL games just started at Adelaide Oval, and West Coast have taken an early 1-1 lead over the Port Adelaide.
That's enough of that. Just let it go, Matt.
There's a bit of cheek in that.
Let it go.
There was a bit of cheek in that.
I just knew Teeks was a mad Port Adelaide supporter.
Let it go.
He does have the "You'll Never Tear Us Apart" on the clipboard on the front there, I'm pretty sure. I saw that, Teeks.
Let it go, boys. You don't want to start something now. It's been a friendly day so far. Let's not go there. Very emotional right now. Okay, let's get back to what matters. This game here in front of us. Kapunda with a really strong lead going into the fourth quarter, where they're kicking to the scoring end here at Freeling Oval. It's traditionally been the scoring end in dry weather, and it's proven that again today, Matt. It's always been a lovely end to kick to here.
Certainly is. And these two teams are probably not going to be top two or three, but they're both having a bit fair dinkum crack today.
And that's why we come to watch these rivalry games. It's a traditional rivalry between two clubs. I wouldn't say they hate each other, they respect each other massively because of their shared history and a lot of their shared lineage.
Yes, obviously they share a high school, and that's so all the kids go to school together, and so it's bragging rights on the Monday at school normally.
Not only that as well, it's both teams winless going into this game, so that's certainly felt a lot of heat from that. Bragging rights to be had.
Certainly is.
And while one team is going to go away unhappy, there's a lot of positives for both teams. Whichever team ends up losing, there's a lot of things that they can take out of this game.
Absolutely. Both have had good run-ons, and where they've kicked multiple goals in a
And a
row.
lot of good young players showing up. You know, who are your better players for Kapunda so far?
I still think that Fraser Evans' job down back, especially in that first half, was exceptional. Both Rigney and Malera on the footy are really good, and then Valentine and Zanandrea, the two forwards. But the unheralded ones of Bell had a really good quarter there.
Bell and Borg have both been very good, but
Absolutely.
I think Turrell and Nevitt both need a really strong mention for what they've done against some monsters in the ruck.
Yep, fighting well out of their weight.
And they've kept the Bombers in the game at times just by making sure that they didn't get smashed at the contest.
Yep.
And for Freeling, it's a shorter list, but I think Ozzy Polton has been their standout. Benny Heinrich's been very good.
Yep, the
Koshel's really given them a presence.
The coach in that third quarter and the late in the second gave them a real lift when they got on top. So
as Freeling get this clearance coming out to the swing, but Kapunda are able to mop up. Ball comes back in.
That's where Kapunda have been dominant all day along that half
And
back
Turrell
line.
takes the mark there. Now handball's back to where we started this chain. Dodges around.
Jai McKenzie, that's a good mark.
And a very good mark
Freeling
from
youngster.
behind. And that's just stopped Kapunda in their tracks. Found a player in the middle of the ground. That handball off. Creates some run.
To Ross who kicks long.
Ross with a massive kick. That's at least a 60-metre kick into the wind.
Good pressure in the pocket by Freeling, but Kapunda
Kapunda
gathered.
able to wheel out of trouble there. As we see Fraser Evans with that beautiful left foot going deep down the outer side.
Bell takes the footy.
Took it on the bounce, which isn't easy to do.
Price chips the ball into Kapunda's captain, Max Neville. Max just needs to call head here.
And he is exactly that. Chips out to the wing to a running player.
That looks like Graham.
Game started
Graham, that's a long kick from the youngster.
Zanandrea fighting against three of them at the moment.
Yes, that's something that the Kapunda coaches need to address. They need to get some size down there to give him some help, just to bring the ball to ground.
Young
if
Charlie
anything.
Oliver takes a good telling mark for Freeling.
Charlie Oliver's been impressive. I'm a big fan of the way he goes about his game.
He kicks the ball to Joey Brown.
Brown pumps the ball straight back in. Out into
brother
space.
Cal, and
Callum
Cal
Brown takes a diving mark with outstretched arms.
Certainly noticing the game opening up a bit more now, boys. Maybe some tired legs out there.
Yep.
And he's going to be kicking from a not a terrible angle, but a tightish angle. Teammates were leading, thinking that he would pass off, but for a regular defender, you take this kick every time, don't you?
Oh, I'd definitely take it, but I wouldn't mind betting that he's still just looking around and having a look if there's someone free. It looks like he's going to go back and try and slot it. And it looks like it's hooked a bit too early.
It's a minor score.
That's definitely an
for
offender's kick.
Kapunda.
And it's going to be interesting to see if Freeling can now absorb this pressure from Kapunda and have one last come at the Bombers. We'll see what they've got left in them.
Yep, first goal is going to be important because it'll give Freeling a sniff if they get it, and if Kapunda get it, it might blow the game open.
Yes, we saw what happened last quarter when Freeling got that first goal. It became a run-on of 2, 3, 4 goals in 5 minutes. If they can do that, then the game will be well and truly alive. Big kick coming out now. The contest.
Nevitt tackles young Oliver, I think it was.
Yes, Oliver. He's in everything for the Redlegs at the moment.
Ross and Turrell going at it here from the boundary throw-in. It's a good tap.
Comes over the back. Oliver was in the hunt for it, but taps it forward to another teammate.
Dutchman gets it forward. Looks like Kosher by himself here.
Kosel takes a big strong mark under pressure. Goes around, quickly moves the ball forward to Brady Scott, who was on his own. Brady Scott just a rush kick around the
Did
corner.
rush it, didn't he?
Had more time than he thought, and that's probably a waste for the Redlegs with a minor score.
That just brings the score to 9-9-63 for Freeling, and it's 16-9, 105 for Kapunda on your Birds Barossa scoreboard in the fourth quarter here.
As goes the ball, kicks the ball out to the far side. Looks like Ross from Kapunda will run the ball over.
Trav Muster was there, leading from the front.
You know, Trav's picked up in these last couple of quarters. He's giving Freeling some rebound off half back.
Yeah, he's really put his body on the line at times in some of those marking contests.
Turrell wins the tap down to Neville. Neville handballs
to a player who's stationary, who's wrapped up by Oliver, is it?
Charlie Oliver.
Charlie Oliver. Wow, he's some kind of footballer. I'm a huge fan of his game.
As you see, Ross handballed the ball out, just like Hales, kicking the ball forward. There's some big
Koshel drifting across the pack.
Sam Carmichael.
Big Sam Carmichael. No one else could get near the fall of that ball because Big Sam took all the space.
And everyone was too worried about Koshel there and left Carmichael by himself at the back of the
You
pack.
can't leave the big bad man on his own. Carmichael going for goal number 4 or 5?
The least I reckon he kicked. I reckon it might be 5 actually.
The big man, he's feasting on goals today. And that's another goal for Ray White Craigmore, the premiership team for real estate in the northern suburbs.
Certainly noticed when Freeling are able to get the ball long into their tall forwards, they're causing big problems for the Kapunda defence there, aren't they?
Certainly are. They play both different forward lines.
There are
Under one at low and quick, and Freeling one at up high.
There are not many teams in country football that can post 3 players in excess of 6'5" on the full forward line.
I'm glad I'm not lining up as a defender down there, I'll say that.
No.
And Ross down after that ruck contest. Looks to have copped the knock somewhere uncomfortable, I'm going to go with. I think that's the safest description. He's back on his feet now, but still looking for a bit of air.
I reckon it looked like they might have got a head clash between those two.
Coming off the blood rule.
Okay.
Both ruckmen off the blood rule.
Well, Freeling lucky their backup ruckman now in this situation is Adam Koshel.
It's not a bad pick to fill in the shoes.
No, that's very, very handy. One monster goes out and another takes its place.
We'll have to wait until Ross makes his way off the ground with his play.
And they have to wait until the player...
The players are both on now. So we see Nevitt and Koshel.
Koshel with the tap there.
Goes back to
Freeling
Hayes.
with a quick hack kick out. Comes to the advantage of Freeling. Another kick forward. And Brady Scott leads in the race for that. Grabs the ball. Is stripped of it as he tried to get around the defender. And that ball just trickles over the boundary line for a throw in Freeling's forward pocket.
Chance here for Freeling to string together a couple of goals, try and give themselves a bit of hope. So 7 minutes into the last quarter on your Ray White Craigmore time clock. And the contest happens here. It looks like
Williams gets a good handball away to Price. Price gets it on the boot.
Rigney's on the end of it. It'll come back towards Freeling.
He was legged. And the umpire that wasn't officiating picked that one up.
That's something that they've done well today. The second umpire has been willing to make that call all day.
Rigney goes short to Price. Price short to Nevitt in the middle. Looks like that.
Oh. Kick just brought the Freeling ruckman Koshel into play.
Cody Hallett clears to Joey Brown.
Brown with that deep kick into the forward line, which he's done many times for the day. Zanandrea left to fly against tall defenders again.
Party tricks are out.
That was Malira again, but
Malira with
the goal umpire called it out, but I agree, Malira was going to go with the party trick again.
He's already got goal of the day. I think he can relax on that one.
He can. You see Koshel and it looks like Valentine go at the ruck. Valentine backs it forward.
Ball spills out. Lands at the top of the forward 50 for Kapunda.
Lucky gets it back to Evans.
Evans with a long left foot. This could even go all the way. Bounces on the goal line, comes back into play. And is punched over the boundary line. We'll have a throw in right near the point post in Kapunda's forward line.
Kapunda about to reset here and try and crumb a goal.
Rigney and Malira will be trying to get to the back of this stoppage. That ball punched forward toward the boundary line.
Koshel's got different ideas. He's just got to keep smashing it around the line at the moment, I think.
I think he's quite happy just for a 0-0 draw in these contests at the moment. As you can see, Malera, he's the guy right on the very back of the ruck contest. Joey Brown was thrown to ground there off the play, then got up and ran straight back into the contest.
Coach will be looking to hit this towards boundary rather than back into the corridor.
Comes off a player's head with another Falcon.
Might have caught one too high there, Malera.
They're very worried about Malera in the stoppages at the moment. There's a lot of body pressure coming his way.
Wind's just died off here a little bit. I think Malera's backing himself to kick this. It's probably the man on the mark's probably at 40, maybe 45. As Malera comes in with a steady approach. Ball goes across the face.
No wind to bring the ball back. Koshel with a big, strong defensive mark, and he'll look to bring the ball down the outer side.
It's not at the right end for Freeling right now, though, is it?
No, they're very much playing defence when they really should be trying to take the game on.
Long kick from Koshel, but a good spoil from young Jacob Heinze.
Heinze's been good today. I felt it's been very reliable.
He has. Doesn't get beaten a lot. Although James Bentley a couple of times has kicked a few on him, but he was reigning Rookie of the Year winner from last year.
Contest on the outer side here. He gets wrapped up for another ball up.
Umpires definitely earning their money today. It's been no easy passages for them.
So Nevitt and Koshel go at it again.
Koshel smashed that ball 35-40 metres forward.
It's worked out.
Borg cleaned up, waiting underneath that ball. He's up, he's a bit shaken, but he's okay.
Young beats the Cody Hallett's got it here and just kicks a bit of a check side here. It goes too far. It's Freeling clear.
Koshel
Freeling got a bit of a panic here.
Just a little chip kick and a little 9-iron.
That was a very smart.
Should run into an open goal here.
And Brady
Harvey
Scott.
McDonald, it looks like.
Handball across the line. McDonald runs into the open goal. Puts another goal through for Ray White Craigmore, the premiership team for real estate in the northern suburbs.
Very unselfish play there from Brady Scott, who could have had an easy kick for goal from.
Could have, but did the team thing.
Absolutely.
Bringing a young player into the game is good for the team in the long run.
Probably feeling they've got to get a move on too now. 11 minutes gone in this last quarter.
And we just see some good words of wisdom there from Fraser Evans to young Cody Hallett, telling him to pump that one long rather than be a little bit too cute in the centre circle where...
That's coaching at its finest.
He did it in the right way.
Yeah. Too often you see a veteran player will deliver a spray to a kid, and unfortunately that doesn't teach them anything except not to upset that player again.
Rigging another clearance.
That's went straight to the hands of Callum Brown, but it went to ground. Wrapped up now. So we'll see a ball up just on the 50-metre line for the Bombers.
One thing Kapunda haven't done as well in this second half is kick the ball to Zanandrea. It's always been high, long and on his head rather than out in front.
The problem is that there's no other target there to attract those key defenders. When they had Valentine in the goal square, at least he was drawing 1 to 2 defenders at all times.
Yeah, probably hurts Kapunda having Whistler out today. He's the Kapunda's premier ruckman because it's meant that
Evans went back with the flight courageously.
Might have caught one high for his.
Kapunda, good ball movement on the outer side. Good clean movement by foot.
Oh, Marge didn't go back far enough on the man on the mark. That's one of the sins of football, kicking into the man on the mark.
Something that no coach will tolerate.
No, I reckon Buckets might make him run a couple of laps for that one.
That will be going in the notebook straight away. I reckon the remote might have even been thrown at the TV then.
Good punch over the back from Valentine, getting the ball Kapunda's way.
About Zanandrea being a lot quieter in the second half. You do start to feel like it's just that second quarter flurry Kapunda's making all the difference right now. Yeah, they were right on top when he was unstoppable in that second quarter.
Yep, Freeling's third quarter and even start to this last, it's been pretty even, but like it's just that probably 15-20 minutes of Zanandrea magic in that second. Jacob Wright. But Freeling got players free on the second side. Bit of a miss kick, but it's come to Trev Muster. Muster kicks to Hales. It's well spoiled by Hallett. The ball goes over the line. I think the lads might be running out of puff a bit here as well. It's been a warm day, and you can just see that there's a few mistakes getting made now. It's not as clean as it was early.
Game has opened right up.
Adam Turrell moving to be a kick behind the play, which is where he's spent a lot of his career. Just reads the game beautifully. So expect to see him directing traffic in the number 32 long sleeve Guernsey. Moving very awkwardly. That left knee heavily strapped.
But Valentine's just given a free away there to Koshel.
It's touched off the boot. And Malira takes it and quickly gets a handball away. That's clever. And the Kapunda player is taken heavily, but too high, so free kick.
Oh, I thought he played too high there.
Oh, that should be another 25. Really undisciplined from the Bombers. Just stupid. No need to be in the path of the player coming backwards there.
Teeks, I'm not sure whether you saw that, but he actually got pushed into him.
Yes, but there was no need to be there.
He was following his man, Teeks.
That's not smart footy. You can't put yourself in positions where you can be used like that.
Although you could say it's smart footy to use like that.
Yes.
Good mark there from Jonathan Ross.
Big, powerful mark from the playing coach. And that's him imposing himself on the contest. We've been looking for that for the last quarter and a half.
How many goals have been kicked in this last quarter?
At least 3. And if get within 4 goals, if they could slot this one right now, it's a shanker, but goes through.
Yeah,
It just does.
It wasn't
No one on the goal line.
It wasn't pretty, but they won't draw a picture of it in the score.
No, Freeling just showing a bit of ascendancy here.
That's it,
Picked
we
the
got-
last couple.
This is fight that we haven't seen from Freeling for a few years, and isn't it good to see this proud club showing a bit of fight?
Absolutely.
On Anzac Day, perfect day to do it in the rivalry match with their old foe. This is why I love footy.
And we're 17 minutes gone in the last quarter. There's still time, only a 4-goal deficit. That's on your Ray White Craigmore time clock.
Freeling haven't won a game for I think 3 or 4 years, but I reckon they might win one this year.
I think they'll win a few hearts with a few of their performances this year.
Travis Muster, great
Travis
playing in front,
Muster and gets up. You can tell he's sore, but he's not going to show it. That kick across the ground is dangerous. Front on contact paid. So he's now looking for a target. Got players streaming towards him.
Got to be creating a contest there.
Zach Graham has done that really well. He kicks the ball out in front of.
Quick handball off there. Player didn't realise he was under such pressure and was tackled.
Not sure what
Let's
that
get
was
rid
for.
of the ball.
Holding the man, I believe.
Yeah, okay.
It's probably borderline, but I can see why he's paid it. That's a helicopter punt going forward. Just over the reach of his teammate, and they're in Heinrich. Ball coming out, finds Kapunda player.
Another good mark from Travis Muster.
Travis Muster is just a warrior.
He's just got on top there at cross half back.
This is why I love watching the guy play footy.
Koshel takes a mark just on the far side of the centre circle. Kick short, gets touched. Mitch Lovell gets his handball out. Looks like Greg Schutz.
Greg Schultz, the hockey superstar, former state player.
They'll get a free kick here, Freeling. They'll go back to bring the
And
line up, bring the margin within
Ben
3
Heinrich
goals.
going back, and this is well within his ability.
Yes.
Be kicking from 45 metres out, directly in front. The wind has dropped
Freeling,
almost completely. The top of the pine trees are moving a little bit, but not much.
Freeling are right on top here. Heinrich comes in, kick it from just inside 50, he's into 45 now. And that looks like
back.
it's...
Umpires paid it.
Ben Heinrich kicks another goal for Ray White Craigmore.
Back-to-back goals for Freeling here in the last quarter.
And here they come. I reckon that's the last 3 they might have kicked, and
And just for your information, currently in the big game at Adelaide Oval, Port Adelaide 2-2, the Eagles 1-2.
Had to get that in there, didn't you, Mike?
I had to get that in there. It's not quite the Birds Barossa scoreboard, but I'll attribute it to that.
And in the other game in the Barossa, I believe Barossa Districts are leading Tanunda by 4 goals at 3/4 time.
And that's a surprise, but not a total surprise. You and I both saw Barossa in round 1, and they are much improved.
Absolutely.
Freeling goes forward again here. They'll get another chance on goal.
Brady
Quick
Scott.
snap.
That quick snap,
That's a minor score.
probably something that Scott would normally kick.
Freeling within 3 goals here. I reckon this is the first time since the first quarter they've been this close.
Kapunda has stopped
Fraser
at
Evans
the
with
moment.
a big left foot kick out there, but no Kapunda player able to get their hand to it in the air. And there you see Joey Brown forced to go over the boundary line under pressure. So we'll see a ball in just outside Freeling's attacking 50.
I think Kapunda may need to put Valentine on and drop him a bit deeper and try and drag Trav Muster back with him.
Yes,
Trav's cutting everything off a half back at the moment.
Trav needs to be accountable for someone. He's also directing traffic, which he's very good at back there. That ball high up and under, not really going far.
Courageous
But
mark.
the only player who challenged it was Scott Dutchke, one of the most courageous players in the game. Goes back, goes long, looking for Jonathan Ross.
So the off umpire again there has paid a free kick to Freeling, I believe.
To Ross being held in that contest.
He paid that from the middle of the ground then.
Looking through a lot of people too.
That's a little surprising from umpire Nowak, but I wasn't in his vantage point, so I can't criticise.
They
Ross
kick-
goes back and kicks yet another goal for the Redlegs. And this game is alive.
Back to 2 goals.
So next goal, so important now.
How long's gone in this quarter?
We are
Only at the
21 minutes gone in the final quarter.
There's probably still six minutes left.
It's turning into an absolute thriller here at Freeling Oval.
It's 14-10-94 Freeling to Kapunda.
Anyone who doubted this game's
69.
billing as match of the day really
105.
has been proven wrong.
Yep.
Absolutely.
That's been a good game.
As I said, this ball up crucial for both teams. Adam Turrell will be coming in from the side. Engages Koshel early. Koshel with the clear tap. Freeling player puts it down. Umpire has seen something. It's a free kick going
To Joey
Kapunda's
Brown.
way. Joey Brown, who's got a lot of treatment in the stoppages today, often does cop a lot of aggressive treatment from the opposition. And handball out to Fraser Evans on the left foot, who goes long and deep. Kapunda hoping to create something, but Freeling now coming out of defence. Player taking the ground there, just caught up feet. But the free kick has been paid to the Redlegs. So it gives them a chance to move the ball out of the area now.
The breeze is blowing up again.
Goes long, looking for Koshel. He's in with about 6 Kapunda players, but he takes the mark overhead.
Oh,
That
that's a
handball
fumble.
to Dutchke, who dropped the ball but was able to get back to it. And a lot of holding there from Ross on his Kapunda opponent.
Ball was able to clear it out of the Kapunda defence though, but it looks like it'll come right back. Freeling looking to re-enter, top to the 50.
That's
Oh, that
Oliver looked like he was going to take that mark, but it just goes to ground at the last moment.
looks like he got taken high too. That was lucky there, right there. for
Panic
Kapunda.
there from Graham, which is unlike him.
Oh,
It's too big and strong.
Koshel with a big, don't argue there. Too big, too strong size does matter, Jesse.
So, directing that one over there.
As we see a ball up in Freeling's forward line. The Redlegs really pushing hard now. The ball up in the air. 2 Kapunda players go at it, spoil each other.
Nah, Malira's held on to that one.
Malira held on to it on the second or third grab.
Umpire's paid holding the man there. Goes the way
of Rigney.
Rigney, yeah.
Went to handball backwards to Brown, but umpire said, no, you've got to take that kick yourself. I don't understand that sometimes. Goes backwards now, finds Brown in the goal square. Bring the ball out this side for Evans.
Been quite a few goals kicked, probably too early for Kapunda to play slow down.
Smart footy, they're just making sure they don't make mistakes and turn the ball over.
What they can't do is kick the ball down the line to Koshel though.
No, they've got to find targets where they can. And the players feel, no matter how tired, have to create. That's Mudge going for the ball as it was just about over the boundary line, but the boundary umpire said it's okay. Just right on the line though. Mudge looking for a target. Goes long and deep, goes over Koshel, which is smart footy.
Bit of Rigney magic here just to get the Bombers a goal would be handy.
And we see a pile up there, just inside the 50-metre line, right on the boundary in Kapunda's forward line.
Don't want to say the obvious here, boys, but obviously the next goal is crucial. We feel like if it goes either way, it will completely impact where this game ends up.
Yes. A goal for Kapunda could break Freeling's last remaining hopes, and Freeling, next goal, wow. So a free kick paid, going the way of not sure. Oh, it's been paid Kapunda's way.
Yeah, Joey Brown was just dumped off the footy.
Yes.
And it's gone to where the ruck contest was.
So Nevitt taking a long shot goal, sprays it right out across the face. And Kapunda player going for the ball there was taken down.
That was an unnecessary free kick. It
was dumb.
Smallest guy on the ground was never going to even get to the contest.
It's a really lazy tackle. It was grabbing the collar of the Guernsey and took him down, so it was both high and holding the man.
Very important kick here for Price, just to stem some bleeding for Kapunda.
And as you said, Jess, this could really break Kapunda's hopes.
This just could seal it if he can step in and slot it through.
A left foot kick,
and
he's
post.
Smacked that into the post. Trav Muster gets the ball rebounding off the net.
It's an important point
Quick back
now.
Into play.
It's 2 straight kicks now.
Looking for a player.
Freeling got some runners here in the centre of the ground.
Kapunda able to hold the ball up, which is really important because Freeling had space and they were out. Yep. They had several players on down the line.
Freeling were out there. Work from Nevitt and also from Rigney there that just held the ball in.
Nevitt's been really impressive today. Ball comes out. A quick little handball.
They got to go quickly now. Freeling trying to catapult forward.
Graham
kicks in fringe.
That's a good mark from.
That's a really good mark.
Who's that? That's Jake
Lovell.
This next kick, he needs to find a target. Heinrich leads probably too close to him. Little player in the 20-metre kick. Freeling need a target now. They've got to take the game on. They can't afford just to be smart.
Borg.
Really strong under the footy there, Borg. Just willing to take the ball and take the body fresher. Go to ground.
Happy to wrap that one up.
He's taking his time now getting up. It's apparently hurt. As the siren goes, and that's a really good win for Kapunda in their Anzac Day rivalry game. That's a big win for the Kapunda Footy Club, their first of the season.
I'll tell you what, Freeling showed some fight in that
second half. Showed some magnificent fight. I was impressed with what I saw from the Redlegs, but I think Kapunda have got to be really happy with some of the new additions to their team, and the courageous play of their young players today, I think, really showed the difference between the two sides.
Absolutely. In that first half, it was blokes like Zanandrea and Malira doing lots, and Rigney. In that second half, there was a few of the kids that just stood up at
Harry Watke was strong. Nevitt was good at times.
Bell did some good stuff
Bell
in the
was
second
good.
half. Yep. The backline played well. They were undermanned or undersized.
They were undersized, definitely, and under siege for a lot of that second half, and they stood up. And Jason McKenzie, while there's a couple of things he's going to have to work on, he's got to find a lot of positives from that game. But also Jonathan Ross has got to be able to take a big handful of positives out of that for Freeling.
Yep. Freeling's last quarter was magnificent. Ozzy Polton was in everything all day. The big fellas got him up and about in that last quarter. Ross, Koshel, even Sam Carmichael taking a few good marks. So.
Carmichael he's always good early in the season before he picks up those niggling injuries.
Yep.
Before the pressure injuries start to come onto his legs, he's always really dangerous.
And Travis Muster's second half was outstanding.
Trav Muster I think he's the best captain in the competition. I really do.
Very spiritual leader and does lead by example. I reckon he might have had a shot on Zan and Dreyer early, and got shifted off, but held his head up high, and in that second half was one of Freeling's best.
Never quits. Even last year when they were 20 plus goals down, never quit.
So it's full time here at Freeling Oval. Final score is 14-10-94 Freeling to 16-10-106 for Kapunda on the Burge Barossa scoreboard.
That's a beautiful high scoring game. Thank you for tuning in, everyone, and thank you Jess Smith for joining the SA Football commentary team.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks Matt Ryan for helping us out today.
No, anytime.
And thank you to Catherine as well for her great work with the audio visual. We'll see you next week.
There's your stubby over the back. Go into the rooms. Thanks, guys.
Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you too.
Appreciate it, mate. Yes. Thank you.
Sorry?
Please know the crows.